I love that. I saw on the front page of Twitch. Maybe it's just because it's like my recommended or something, because I'm such a big chess streamer. I stream chess more than anything else. But it looks like meritocracy wins after all. Alex Botez is finally playing in a competitive event again. Top 2,000 FIDE player, Pepe Laugh. Like, what the fuck? I guess my take from that all those years ago that I got so much hate for was actually right then, huh? Like, at least if you're gonna do this and be known for it, you should at least continue playing professionally, and you should try to go higher instead of lower. She fell from like 2100, or not even, she's never been 2100, but from like 2000 something to less than 2000, like from 2050, let's say, to 1987 while streaming. So what effect do you think that had? At least Hikaru is still like top 5, top 6 in the world, compared to, of course, what he was before, which was still very high. So I'm sorry, I really like this piece set actually. This is like the Chess 24 one. I might actually keep using this for a little bit. So the challenge today is not actually a permadeath challenge, it's to see if I'm worthy of the permadeath challenge, which is to get to 1650. Then if I get to 1650, then I can't fall below 16. Right now I still haven't done that, although I came very close. And it'll also, only today though, if I don't do it today, then it doesn't count towards this. This is like a bonus. If I get to 1650 today, I can unlock this elusive mechanic that I've heard so much about over the years that people can never stop talking about, and that I've really almost never used, which is to actually study the game. Imagine that. I thought this was supposed to be a game and for fun, not work, but this is how people treat chess, so be it, if that's what you have to do. But I was sort of doing an improvisational test, right, kind of deliberately. It sounds like a cop-out or an excuse, but it's really not, because, you know, I accept that even if I did that, it's not like I'm automatically going to become good, but it just feels kind of cheap. I can solve this puzzle without even going into it, right? Check, take, check. If you go there, you take. But yeah, that's a form of studying. I've done very few puzzles. I've done very little analysis. I always analyze the game just so it's in like the database, so it shows up in the insights, but it doesn't really, I don't really go over it too much. Yeah, imagine it's like a 4-year college course, right? You take a 4-year course on chess, and then you can become like a 2000 player or something, and then take another 4-year course, and you might be able to become a title player, like an IM or something, and then maybe you can become a GM or something. So that's the level of commitment you have to show. It'll take like 10-12 years of studying an average of 5 hours a day, playing a couple hours a day too. Like, what the fuck? It's like that Smash Brothers analogy. My friend played in competitive Smash. They weren't like a top player, you know, highest level, but they would compete in certain events, and they would always play against me, and I wasn't as good as them, right? So like in the context of chess, like let's say it's a 2200 FIDE player who plays in competitive stuff, and I'm like 1900, so I'm on the outside looking in. I'm not really good enough to compete there, but the act of them playing against you actually could help them, right? And so it's like, before computers and the internet were a thing, that's probably what people had to do, right? Like the Polgar sisters are a great example, where they all would have played against each other, and that would have been the best benefit they could have ever had. Imagine having a 2000 player if you're a 2200 to play against every day and beat up on and make fun of, but it would be such a good influence to have. What was Laszlo even? I feel like he must have had a rating of some kind, even if it wasn't that high. He doesn't even show up like he is one. Yeah, he was a big I mean, that's the ultimate overlap. We both love psychology. In a way, you could look at it as like a cruel thing that, oh, he's gonna use his daughters like they're pieces of an experiment, but it obviously worked out very well. Educational experiments are credited for the genius of his famous son, like a nature versus nurture argument. This song is like an analogy of chess for me too, like where it's so good, but it's so repetitive. It's just the same little loop again. So I didn't do very well yesterday, although I did get to 15 here, so I don't think I'll even play that. I'll play like Blitz or something, although maybe I don't know. But mainly I want to do this. I just have to take a break in between because it's too many. It's too taxing to play classical at the very high level that we're clearly doing it. Yeah, but see, that's actually a positive moment that I think both her and Anna said they're going to play competitive chess again, as if they should have ever stopped. Why should streaming be an excuse to do that? at least try, right? And Anna is especially good because he might become a, you know, she's only 20 years old, so she might become a grandmaster for all you know. That is actually possible. But not if you just don't even try. I always like to do the horse here. But I don't know whether that's even good. See, even something as simple as the opening, I still get confused about. You want to come like this and pin it down, in my opinion. I just don't like that sort of backward trend I went on. I was making good progress, right? I had gotten to 1600 for like only the second time. I got to 1640. I was looking good. I was 1500 here, and then I went back to 14, and then I went back to like 1580. It's not like I suddenly got worse. Do you stream? It says it right there that yes, I do. Doesn't mean I'm good though. So we go here, simple opening. I think some people get intimidated by that. They think that, you know, who would have the balls to stream unless they're really good? So they think I'm like a GM or I'm smurfing. Now, if you come like this, he takes and I can't take back. So I can't do it. You could come here because it forces him to commit the rook. Or you could do this too and then pin it down. I've been very scared of the pin down lately. Because if I come here, then I can't protect it. And I hate that. You want to come here first, maybe. Like, don't castle here, even though you feel like you should. He comes here. Oh, wait, what? Okay, I wasn't expecting that. If you come inside like this, this pawn becomes a major liability, and I don't actually know how to deal with it. I'm more concerned about the bishop pin down, though, so let's just wait. Yeah, I was the first, you know. For me, the game of chess has been blundered away many times. I can't believe what actually happened with it. It's both positive and negative because there's a certain sense of chess kind of let down the top players, right? Hikaru would never have felt the need to stream if he made enough money from chess. Not that he hasn't made good money, but you win a tournament and it's like, oh, the world championship only gives you like $1 million or $2 million. Like, that's not enough for such a major lifelong pursuit. So the bishop can't come in, so I'm happy about that. The problem is I don't know what to do about the horse coming in here. This is always a puzzle. You could almost like back off the horse and then come here and then raise it and then take. You know, I'm holding off on the castle too long. But there is a certain mind game to it that benefited me a lot in some of my past games, like make them think you could castle the other way. Like, there's nothing wrong with queenside castling now. Well, I guess this diagonal is a little bit. So they'll consolidate their attack, but then they don't know where to go with it. The only problem with this is, like, sure, I could let him take, but I don't want to mess up my pawns in the process. So how do I... The problem is if I do this too, he can just move away and then I might get trapped. I could come like this, but you're not pinning it down to anything. I'm shocked he didn't make this move. That's a very common thing in response to the horse threat. Let's see. You could put your own horse there, so then take, fork. That'd be a disastrous take for him to do. If you take, I take. I can take with the bishop, so it's not like I have to mess up my pawns, but... Now, what would have been better is if I could pin this down, then you'd be really scared, because you could double take and at least open the... Or the threat of the double take would force you to open it, because you're not going to take with that and then take. And even then, it would still open it, so that's like insult to injury. That's one of the few offensive things I actually try to do, is try to open the king by, like, just taking a piece in front of it, which is always the horse. Always a liability. Okay, he's very much... See, anybody who hasn't played, like, a ridiculous number of games, I respect. Like, that's a respectably low amount to be stuck at a low rating. And he is higher than me. So what you would love is for him to take, but he's not going to be that stupid. That's why, like, I don't want him to do it. Because you have to learn now. This is the point. You have to learn how to play when people don't make stupid mistakes. Now you can take and check, because I don't want this to occur. That would be the reason to take, is just that if I take here, you take, it doesn't matter. I think I'll just double take. I'll take, he takes, I take, he takes, or takes. Everything's fine. Then this horse becomes kind of pointless. This would be a fork. But it's not going to happen because he's going to already... And I can't even set up for it, like... There's got to be like a sneaky way to do it. Let him take, and then where does he go? He's just accepting that he's going to die, obviously. If I raise it... This is the kind of thing you would get rewarded for proper development earlier. Or wait a second, I can do it right now. But it's too late. If I do it with the horse cover, you would take, I would take. So you couldn't take that first, because then now the horse has nothing to attack. So if I do this, you would be forced to take this first. Then I would take, you would take, I would take, you would take. I think taking both on this side would be fine. Like, I don't see the downside of doing that. The fork isn't going to happen, so... You can't be greedy for obvious tactics like that at this very high, coveted level. I keep making fun of it, but then I'm losing to these people, so I need to just realize my weakness. You could do this, but again, that's like a very weak, cheap threat. He comes like this, you could take there, then even if I do castle. The fact that I haven't castled is actually what's just going to cost me the game. Why don't I take here, and then all you have to do is come like this, and then if he's stupid enough to leave it there, you could also just raise this. That makes it too obvious if you raise the pawn. If I raise the bishop, I'm trying to do that anyway, just to connect the rooks and to queenside castle, because that's totally what I'm going to do. I wasn't planning on kingside castling. Everything is fine. This position right here, you can encapsulate, make an NFT of it. Like, this is a perfectly even, fine position. There's nothing wrong with it. You arguably wanted to go there instead, but I could always go on top, assuming I don't want to move this pawn, which I arguably don't. He's just going to move one of the pieces, though. In fact, he wouldn't. He'd have to be a moron and do like this to get forked. Like, it's just not going to happen. It's still a good development attack. The horse has to go back. My horse, I don't really know what to do with either. Just good, solid trades. Not really winning anything, not really benefiting the position, but at least not hurting it. He could have made a trade that might have messed up my pawns, but he chose not to. I guess the ones that are considered not bad to double stack is like if you take one from the outer rim and bring it towards the center, because that could help you win a center pawn, or, you know, they lose a center pawn and you don't, kind of thing. Or you get one back. He comes back with the horse, predictable. You can get a free development move. That's, or no, you can't. Then take, 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 take. Assuming this spot is always safe for me, you come like this. He takes, takes, takes. So now the bishop actually gets in the way of that. So now is the perfect move. Nothing's under threat. Nothing's happening. You could just castle. The only problem is I don't know about this move. Like, I don't know what to do about it. It's always such a frustrating thing. Like, raising this pawn doesn't seem to be correct. This is obviously what you want to do with the horse. Once you do this, everything falls apart with the rest of the pawns. That was always my tendency, to try to raise them too far. Like, just, you know, you have an anchor that's too high up. I guess you want the anchors to always be here, like on the starting row, maybe. Even if you go here, here. Wait. Yeah, I don't know what you would want to do with this side, actually. You could go like this. Actually, that's beautiful. So then you have one anchor. Then it's worth it to commit a rook to, because you're connecting everything because of it. Whereas now it's like, okay, you split it. So now you have to have the rook here. You have to have the something else here. That seems to be suboptimal, depending on how long and drawn out of a game you want to have. So I don't know what to do actually with the light square bishop either, but this is a reasonable spot. This actually makes a lot of sense to me. More so than what I would normally do, which would be like this. He's pushing on the light square, but he doesn't have the nerve to try to initiate the trade yet. Hard to find a purpose for the light square bishop, it really is. Let's move this, then we move this, then we can set up something there. The problem is the queen would have to move to make that possible. This light square diagonal threat is a concern, but maybe not that big of a deal. You should probably have moved the rook here too. Got to go very slow and steady with this attack now, because it's not my specialty area anyway. He's playing this very, very disciplined, very solid. That's what you want. Like, he could have, I love that. He could have given up the fork earlier, and it's like, in the back of your mind, you're hoping, oh yeah, just take the stupid horse. But that's what you expect in a rapid game or something faster, where you're not going to learn from it, because nobody should be doing that. Or like, even now, I have in my mind like such a basic garbage attack that'll never work, because I don't know how else to do it. That's what I used to call like defensive style of play, right? Like, oh, this guy's playing so defensive. Meanwhile, he's like a grandmaster doing some crazy attack that just looks like that because it's so slow and long-winded. Anything that isn't like just directly giving a check or attacking in like 2 or 3 turns must be defensive-minded. If I come like that, that looks beautiful. It doesn't block the light square bishop at all. And all you have to do is anchor in the one pawn, so then I'd be content with leaving. It's an interesting move. So you can't move the queen here to try to double take, because then he'll take here and fork. It discourages me from moving either pawn, because if that's what I want to do, it's not going to work now. So I really don't want to take it. Like, I'll just leave it there. It's not as dangerous here as anywhere else. Like, the problem is the queen can't really go inside there. It's a good threat because it forces too much commitment. What if I get rid of the need to commit this and then just cover like I wanted to? Then you don't have to worry about anything. Oh wait, he's actually double attacking it too. Which means he could come there, but it doesn't really do anything. You could just let the horse sit there, but then I can kind of box it in. That's the most commonly trapped piece that we ever see, is the horse, whether it's on my end or doing it to somebody else. Is just such a liability, such a pain. I don't really feel like this is the best spot. He would have rather have gone there and just waited, I think, because then you're still attacking this, but you can pose checks and do all kinds of crazy other stuff too. So bringing the queen here and here is nice, but you can't do it until you address this. So you come here and then you come there, maybe. I've never seen anything in my life like chess. Like I even had a certain amount of respect for it when I was younger, but I didn't realize the amount of time and effort people put in. Like you could not do something less rewarding for the amount of time and effort it takes. Even if you are a GM, even if you're Magnus and Hikaru, still the amount of money and fame you get, like you could do literally anything else in the world if you put that much effort in and be one of the best at it. Like what the hell? I thought, oh yeah, people play 2 to 3 hours a day, and that's a lot, man. That's what GMs must do. It's like, that's nothing. That's a lightweight. You have to do that to get to 1900 or 2000. For like years, for some people at least. You see all these people on here who have like 10,000 games played, and they're only 15, 1600. I'm not trying to make fun of them, but it's like, damn. As slow and shitty of a learner as I am, that's still kind of bad. Like you're letting the horse here face its own existential uselessness and just saying like, I don't care. Normally you just push it out, but this kind of bothers me. That's interesting move. I can't do this either. It's important not to let him take, because that messes up the pawn structure, but I also don't want to take either. I don't know what that is. Or maybe I have to let it go. Yeah, I think the kingside pawn pushes are one of the things that I have the least answers for. I never know how to deal with them. And it's a good moment where they call your bluff. Like, he knows I'm not the attacking player now, or maybe I'm just assuming he thinks that, but you wouldn't do this if you were worried about me doing something to you. So he knows how passive I'm being, and so now he's trying to punish me for it. There's nothing else that can even cover that. Like, what if I bring the rook? Then I'll bring the rook above the pawns like a moron. We're leaving this exposed. It's not going to end well. The queen has to cover this still. So the temptation might be, okay, bring the queen to cover it. But you don't want that. If you let him take, it's bad, because obviously now you lose the connection, and this connection isn't going to happen. Very tricky move. Too bad the horse can't do anything. If you bring the rook, the act of this will immediately put you under threat. So you can't do it. In a weird way, no. I think the right move is to take, because I can't figure out anything else. The threat isn't too big of a deal right now. Right, again, putting the rook above the pawns is often not very good, but in this case, it might be. I don't even know what to do with the horse. You could try to just body block with the horse. He'd have to like raise, and then take, and then push it out. I mean, worst case, I can just do this. Then even if he triple stacks, no, that still wouldn't be enough, but you go like this and then this. I don't like that pawn exchange, but I don't know what else to do there. Okay, this is kind of a useless threat, honestly. And I would know because I'm the king of those. It doesn't actually do anything, because if you take, I take, you take. Okay, I still need one extra cover though, which kind of has to be the bishop. So I guess my theory was right. Or I come here, and then he's gonna push like the other pawn though. You're 8 years old. Eight years old, huh? Chess is the one game where age doesn't really matter. Like, some of the best players are very young. Yeah, it almost gives you an advantage. Not really, but like if you start at a young age, it's a good thing. Because yeah, what would be my upside now? Like, I'm already 28 and I'm just like basically starting. It's been like 1 year of me actually playing regularly. So what could I possibly do? I'll become a GM like Benjamin Feingold by the time I'm age 40. But even he started much earlier than that. He was just somehow, it took him forever to get there. So if you come here, you come here, take. I don't get it. Yeah, that would be a number one on my list to study once I get there today, shortly. We will study what the fuck do you do if they push the kingside pawns, because I have no clue, ever. That's what always happens. The game kind of stagnates because I play so slow and defensive, but then they'll realize, like, this guy's not doing anything, so they take the initiative even if they didn't want to, although he is white, so he probably should do that anyway. I don't know. Take. You could bring the bishop, but that just seems like a suboptimal move. The horse isn't doing anything, so this push might come. His horse, to be fair, isn't doing anything either, so you come like this, obviously he'll do the same thing. I mean, the point is you don't really have to take there. You can just let him do it, but that seems stupid too. So if I do this, you could come there, but then again, the whole premise is flawed because, not really though. Like, the worst you're gonna do is force a perpetual check because, okay, I come here, he comes here, but then you're not attacking that, so I don't have to stay there. And then you do it again, and that'll be the only reliable cover for this piece, which is very important. I feel like losing that pawn was really bad, but I don't understand. Yeah, that's a bad move because you're letting me just... It would have been better. You could have done the same thing and guaranteed to push it out. No reason to do anything fancy either. Now you'll have an open file for the rook, arguably, but I can move my rook because I don't need the... the cover now, unless you're going to go at a different angle. He takes with the queen. I can attack with the rook, take the open file. Remember, the queen needs to cover here. I can take the horse. Like, doesn't this show you what a shitty piece the horse is? He's letting it sit there, like, for the whole game. And it's like, of course I won't take it because the bishop is worth more than the horse. Everybody knows that, except for these websites that still count it as 3. Like, what a joke of a piece, dude. You literally sit it there for the whole game and nobody cares. That happens all the time, too. That's the whole premise of an octopus knight. Like, you won't even take an octopus knight with the bishop if you have the chance. Sometimes. I don't see why he wouldn't take there. I mean... Now he's actually double attacking this, which I didn't really think of. So my initial thought was to come here. This is gonna mess up the pawn structure a lot. I guess it could be a time where you just take the horse. You take the horse and you just deal with that. Oh, that's why he's 2014. I get it now. Tough. It's a tough move. It's like, would I give up the bishop for a horse to be able to preserve the pawn structure that I wanted? Or do I give up the pawn structure to be able to get rid of the horse? But then there's too many annoying things you can do with it, too. I guess I accept it. I wasn't anticipating that would happen. You could take with either the bishop or the queen. You might take with the queen just so you can threaten... No, I don't know. You could threaten here. I'll move it up. Then I can plant the rook there, and I'm fine with that outcome. Okay. Now you can take the open file with impunity. The horse does kind of back it up, though, a little bit. This move kind of scares me, though, because you're going to forget at some point and actually move the horse. That would be my first and last mistake, actually moving the horse, ever. In any situation, in any game of chess. This looks pretty nice, but it's just... I think I'm going to really regret giving up that bishop, but it seemed like the right time to do it. Because the alternative would have been very weird. I guess you could have tried to push even further. You come here into a threat on here. Oh, would I have trapped the thing? No, I don't think so. Oh, maybe I would have. Because it would have been a threat into a... Threat into move into threat. Oh, wow. I think that actually would have trapped the bishop. I have no excuse for that either, because it's a 30-minute game. I could have just done that deliberation after, or in my move. How do I always see everything after? I have to pretend like I made my move, but don't actually make it, and then go over it again, and then make it. So I don't have to play 60-minute games. Because right here, nothing's a problem. You could come like there, but then... Yeah, see, the horse is like an escape artist piece. It'll find a way out of it still. You would do this, you would threaten the rook, then I can't do it, and then you'll find some other way out of there. I could still do this, even with the queen. Take, but I don't know whether it's really worth it to do that or not. You gotta anchor this piece all the time. I kind of want to get the queen off the back rank. And what I really wanted to do was just this. Now, what could be scary is if the bishop ends up attacking this square too. Then it's going to be very hard to do anything about it. And he'll double stack on there too. That's like where objectivity is such a good principle in chess, or it's like displayed well in chess. It's like you have to think not only what would your opponent do, but like, I don't know, you have to like, I forget how I described it before, like you're being objective because it doesn't matter. Like you could play against yourself, right? It's one of the games where before the age of the internet, right, grandmasters probably studied by playing against themselves because it didn't matter. Right, the game speaks for itself. Chess speaks for itself. You could play as black and white and try to win and try your best, and whatever happens, happens. And white would always win because it has an objective advantage. Objectively flawed and solvable game, by the way. But you can give a check, you can't take. Now, what would that check do? You could raise a rook, which if you did, that would be kind of disastrous. You could also move inside. Again, the horse gets in the way of any possible threat on there. Look at his discipline, too. He's playing 30-minute games. That's how you know he's serious, too. Imagine having that patience at 8 years old. I barely even have it now. Not that age really has to have anything to do with that. But what you should do is place the rook here, and then you can go about your shenanigans. You could. I'm scared of this square because I see a path for making it very uncomfortable. This was an awesome game though so far. This is how it should be at this, even at this low rating. It doesn't mean you're doing brilliant moves, but it means you're not making any obvious mistakes. Aside from possibly trapping the bishop, maybe I could have done it, but so if you come down like this, I could just take it. Queen d4. Yeah, I could have done it, but I don't know if I won anything from it. I just give a check and you can just move or something. The bait was, of course, he sees it. He's even saying it, but you could wait for him to move and then you get a pawn out of it or something out of it. You have to be willing to calculate the whole thing through, which is very hard to do sometimes. Like, you do it, you block, you attack, or you do it, you move, you come here, you threaten like there, but you really can't. You'd have to go around and then do it, and then it still won't work. And then you come there, check, take. I have one check available. That's what always the 2,000 players say. Look for checks and look for pieces that are uncovered. Which I would always mock and say, yeah, no shit, but you know, that's not why you're losing a lot of these games, but sadly it still is. Like, anybody can do that, right? Like, you've never played chess before in your life. Yeah, just don't hang a piece. It's not that hard to do, but yet this is with a clown level that sometimes I play at, where I still do. Especially with this much time, there's no excuse. But he seems a little bit unsure of what he wants to do with the pawn structure here. The king side is okay. I mean, arguably it's fine for him to have this double threat, maybe. Yeah, the double stack seems like a natural idea. This is arguably not the greatest thing, though, for him to do. I'm not really sure now. You could pin it down, but the problem in doing that is... The problem with doing that is you could push it out very easily. His queen's not really threatening anything too meaningfully. If you come here, I'm not too worried about it. I'm more maybe afraid of the double stack. You could attack it right now. But what would his response to that be? You might threaten the horse itself. Then if I give a check... I don't have a rook on the open file. That's the problem, too. At least these moves are like logically consistent because you would cover the horse too by doing that. You could take. The queen isn't really involved for the time being. That is kind of dangerous, though. I'm giving up the horse block. This might have been more effective in the opposite order, but I would think he would just push the c3 pawn, and then I'd have to move anyway. I don't really understand. I take, you take. He's gonna do something with the other rook somehow. If I take, you come down. I take, you take, I take, you take. What? This is a move that deserves calculation. Like, what could he possibly do that is so dangerous here? He could double stack on there. I really don't see anything. The rook is under threat, first of all, so he'll give another check for sure. Or he'll, like... That won't even be a check, necessarily. So I could just choose not to take it and take the other one. You take, you pin it down. I take, you take. I take, you pin it down. But I can still cover it. Well, whatever it is, I don't see it. The beauty is I don't have to take it. So if he was predicated on that, like, oh, I'll take and then expose myself to something, like check and take, I don't even have to do it. Leave it there. Oh, but then you're opening yourself up to other problems too. Take this, attack the queen, or prevent the queen from coming there in the first place. I hate when it does that. Like, continue watching. Like, that's the whole point. Does it always do that when people listen to music? You could still pin down the rook if he gives me the chance, but I don't see the point, really. He's got to address the threat. I don't see what the crazy attack here really is. You take, I take. That's kind of a ballsy way to go about it, honestly. I could just take. But then I already know what you get out of it. You like win the horse back, basically. Take, 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 take. We're very even, actually. In terms of time, in terms of even style of play, like we were very similar. Not like just giving up pawns and stuff, at least. That was a bit of a gambit play, so let's see if it pays off for him. This is why I'm scared to attack myself. Like, I would do something like that, but then I'd realize, oh shit, whatever I thought was gonna work isn't gonna work. So unless you really know what you're doing. So if I take here, what do you do? What do you possibly do? You can come like this, I take. You come like this, I take. You come like this, I can just move. You check, I take. I don't see anything. I literally see nothing. You don't want to allow him to come back behind like that, but I mean, even the worst case, you lose the horse, you're -1, but because it is just a liability, you know it's going to screw you up somehow. You come like this, and then you're almost guaranteeing that you have to trade the thing. Okay, he is going for the very obvious idea here. The easiest answer would probably be just move the king. You don't have to get fancy. He'll come down and take the queen in check. This wouldn't be so bad either. I don't want to leave myself like open to the light square check, but you check, I take. Somehow I feel like this is better. This is very hard to give a check on the back rank. Even if you were double stacked. Check, take, take, take. What is his next threat on the horse gonna be? It's just so naked out there. It has no cover to latch onto. You would think I would want to bring my own queen in and try to attack, but that is a very alien notion to me. Somehow I like this move better. He has kind of limited material, so this is a tempting move, but there's going to be some problem with it, I'm sure. You take, I take. You check, I take. I think the natural move here is probably to attack the horse with something. It'd be interesting if he goes to like F2 with the king and tries to do it that way. That'd be kind of ballsy. I could almost do it in such a way that you pin his rook to his queen, but not really very meaningfully. You come down, I just take. That'd be a weird, like, reverse defensive attack. Now, you can't move the rook unless you want to trade queens, which means I should probably win because you're down material. And then if you don't do it, then it would still end in a trade. So the knight has to really be the difference in the game. Which I'd rather be any other piece. I'd rather it be pawns probably, but... You always want the anchor pawn to be like, let's say, one piece rather than two. Maybe that's the philosophy you should go with. Like a logical razor of chess. Rather than try to have two separate things going in different directions. Like here and here. And then here, here, and here. He attacks the horse. That's a reasonable thing to do. Now you could use that opportunity to cover it and attack at the same time. So you're not going to make the trade, and then the act of moving it would allow me to pretty much do nothing because it's a useless piece. Like, look at this. Even if I get this uncover tactic, what do I uncover into? Nothing. Like, come on. I'll take a pawn. Or I could set up for some kind of mate that I'm not capable of seeing. You come here. You check. You come there. I don't know. It seems like a good move. I can't really get back ranked. Like, even if you were to double attack there. Just don't mess it up. It's like it would be reliant on him doing something stupid here to leave it for an uncovered tactic, because I don't even see one. You come like this, you check. You set up for that, but it's not going to be mate. If he goes inside, it's also not going to be mate. You can't come there. You can't come there. You could come there. This doesn't do anything. I don't know. He's just not making any obvious mistakes. And I get the free pawn. What does that really change, even? Check, take, check, take. Like, why did he even do that? Like, you always got to try to understand the logic of their moves. You can't give a check. You can't do anything. Oh, you're trying to take the rook just, period. I mean, I could still give the check. It's not like it matters. Too bad I just can't do anything with the piece. Like, you give the check, he goes here, and then I can't do anything. Or if you go there, then I could come here and then sort of just keep doing it over and over. I don't see why you shouldn't be able to do this. Somehow I'm going to get trapped inside there, though. All I have to do is remember to move the... Just move the rook here. Which leaves this exposed. I don't really know where to move it, though. I could create a double stack. I could also... see, you can't do this, obviously. I could also move it here, but then that's dangerous, because then if you come in, then I can't... Oh, no, I could still just take it. You come in, and then I still take. It's not really a very big deal, but a little pawn on top of the +2 is fine. The temptation is obviously a b2, but it's okay. I just don't see what the follow-up move could have been there. That was a really bad discover attack, but like that should win you the game right there, but obviously not against a good player. I'll create a double stack just because. I wouldn't even really be able to take the pawn. Because if you come here, it's not really bad, but I can still do it. Like, what's he gonna possibly do? There is no back rank, really. This is a threat, so if he can threaten this plus something else meaningful at the same time, that could be good for him. You come here, you could take. You probably wouldn't want to, though. Like, this is maybe a good threat if I do that. Oh, whoops, shit. Yeah, pre-move in a 30-minute game. If I go here, you go here. But then I can just come back, or then I can just back rank. What is his attack idea? He could double stack. He could try to put the queen here on this diagonal and then try to get the rook back there, but that still doesn't work necessarily. Look at how exact our time usage is. This is beautiful. This is exactly how it should be. I like that too. They're turning even that into content. Oh, I'm going back to play professional chess. Oh, that means you'll stop streaming for a little bit? No. I'm going to have somebody else, I don't know who it is, somebody else commentate over the fact that you're playing a professional game or whatever. That's hilarious. That shows you what kind of content goblins these people have become from just being ordinary chess players. That's great. This I don't actually know what to do. This would be threatening a back rank and covering there. If you check, I take. If you check, I take. This seems to be a reasonable proposition. You're still threatening there too. Oh shit. But it is a back rank. Like, go ahead and take. Then I do it. Then you come there, I take. You come there, I take. I don't want to ruin what I've established here if I'm missing something, but if you were to give a check, I take. It doesn't change the position at all. If this screws up, I'm going to be very upset. There's nothing you can block with. You block with the rook, I can just take it. You keep the threat, you do the cover, you also threaten the back rank mate. Oh no, I blundered my horse. Whoops. Silly me, I've done that 1,000 times. You can tell how much I hate it though, so it's almost like I'm doing it on purpose. I unironically despise the horse as a piece. Like, it's so bad in so many ways. At least at a beginner level. You know what else is there? You could actually have done... Well, I mean, if you had kept it there, you could have done a fork. Okay, now the horse has to move. That's number one. Or you could just take this, but then you lose the pawn. What if I just do a simple attack like that? That seems to be good. So this is covered, this is attacked, this can't do anything, this can't do anything. As long as they're not attacking the same square. It's a good way to save the horse and attack the rook at the same time. The problem is it gets in the way of the queen and its ability to... You know what's weird is you could actually bring it here. But I don't see what that really does. I guess if my queen was attacking the light square, then you'd be forced to take. But even if you take, you lose too. I kind of wouldn't mind incorporating the rook, but... if that wasn't a check, like you could move up the king. I don't know. You could do this, so then what do you do? Always have an escape plan. Oh shit, my time. Just attack it. Just attack it. I don't see anything crazy he can do, but he's gonna keep just going back and forth and not really letting me do anything. You pin it down to that. But the thing is, you could take it and it wouldn't matter. That's where, again, back to the square one. I really don't have a ton of time here. Oh, but now you could take this. You take. This is a fascinating move because of the double threat capability. If you take, I take. If you don't, I come there. Even if you move the pawn, I can't check. I could double stack with the rook now and try to just go for that mate as well. I don't see why you couldn't just push your pawns here, though, really. Like, what does that really open up? I guess that doesn't protect the threat. You have to come like this. It's just gonna annoy me. I don't mind the queen trade, like I'm winning, but I don't know if I can do this so quickly. I don't know. Fine, I'll do it. Okay, move the stupid horse. Problem is now I'm going to lose on time. Just play disciplined. I have an extra piece. I mean, it should be fine. Oh, I could... Oh, fuck. I can't complain. It is a 30-minute game. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Just don't blunder the horse. He doesn't have a passed pawn. We have the same number of pawns, so it's not like I have an advantage there. The horse has to actually do something useful here, which is a tall order. I'm too slow. If he takes, I take. If he doesn't, I take. In fact, that'd be a mate, too. I just advance the pawn, flex the horse to be able to do it. Don't trade the rook because I don't trust the horse on its own to be able to do this. I think I've said that statement many times, actually. If you come there... Okay, just... bring the horse back. You can't threaten the horse. You can't threaten the pawn. You could give a check, and then if you take, I take. Maybe I should just come back. Like, what am I even waiting for? Now all you have to do is maybe cover it like with the horse, or like, I don't know. Give a check, you can double attack, I can come back. I don't know. Not even the end of the world if he does take. Like, I should still be able to win, but... Okay, go ahead, give some random checks. I can't actually move this guy out of the thing, though. Okay, now we get what I want. Oh, shit. It's fine. It's fine. Fuck, that actually was a mistake. I didn't expect for that to happen, but you can play it off like, oh, I still win. It's all part of the plan. Okay, take the stupid horse, please. Thank you. Clean up a couple of the pawns. Just don't do a stalemate. Okay, just... Isn't this already mate? No, I don't think so. I mean, even getting rid of my pawns is fine because I want less stuff in the way that could potentially lead to a stalemate. Not like I'm gonna force threefold repetition, am I? Alright, just bring the king in, but not too close. You can still go here. It's annoying to do with the pawns, like... Oh, please don't be threefold repetition, dude. Okay, shouldn't you only be able to go... Wait, you won't be able to move at all then. You can still move the pawns, but I'm not gonna put my fate in that. Okay, now bring in the king, please. Let's go around long way. You can still go back there. The white square is still available to you. Wait, you can still go to the dark square at the very edge, right? Go to the dark side. So you're doing this actually without even the king. Oh shit. You still go to the dark square. Now whether you move or not, I lose. That would have been interesting though. If he went there, I wouldn't have even needed the king. Oh my god. Oh my god. You don't even really have to worry about stalemate because of the pawns, but this is surprisingly annoying. Almost did get flagged there, though. That was a pretty good game. 1630. So it'll only take like maybe 2 to 3 more. Probably 3 for sure. That is actually instructive though. So he shouldn't have done that gambit. For whatever he did with like the bishop. 84-35. 88-22. I mean that's pretty good. 3 blunders. How can it still be 3 blunders though? We shouldn't have done that, but I was confused by it. So I should have taken here, but why? You take, you push. Oh yeah, I even said that. I even saw that. I literally saw that after the move. This is a blunder. This is to come here. See, this is an unclear blunder because whatever you get from it is taking like 50,000 moves to actually do. Like, what was the blunder? Explain it. Like, it's so stupid. What is the... Oh, you win the horse. Or wait, you don't. You don't do anything. You just do 50 other random moves that have nothing to do with it. What the fuck? What is the problem? I still don't get it. He clears room for the bishop. I guess you lose the ability to take. So what would this have even done then? You take... Take. What? Some of these moves are just so confusing. Oh, you would okay, fine, fine. So that's one of those winning blunders, like you had a free piece and you blunder it away, not that you're giving something up. So you won't lose because of that. Although in a more abstract way you might if they win something later. This is a blunder, so what am I supposed to do? Just, and of course I make a blunder right back. Wait, this is actually the correct move. So he knows the engine move, but he doesn't know the whole sequence. So like, what is the... Oh, I'm still winning so handily. So even though that's the right move, it just doesn't matter. Oh, he's trapped again. I guess wow, I didn't even realize that. But he was trapped like the whole game. I love that. I trapped his piece like twice without realizing that I did it. And then he ends up giving it up because I'm so brain dead. It's like your opponent is like, please just take the piece. Don't you realize that you trapped it? And then even when he does it, I still don't know. That's why he's doing it. He's so good that he wouldn't have even made a mistake like that or a gambit like that. So again, this is only a blunder because you're giving up. You're still winning. So I don't mind that one. I mean, obviously you should see it, and I did see it actually. I don't even understand what this is. And then this one, why? Why? How do you punish it? You go from winning to even. But like, why can't you just come back? What the fuck? Okay. And you can't put it past these people to do stuff like that. He's trading down, and I can even take with the queen if it's worse come to worse. Now at least you can't mate, but obviously he's up 69.9. First of 69 travels even to LeChess. Yeah, that generally was a pretty clean game. I mean, you can't argue with the... How can 22 only be 88 though? I feel like I've had 90 plus in games where I have higher than 20. One mistake. I mean, if I get pissed at how nuanced the blunders even are, obviously I'm not going to understand this. Like, I'm supposed to take... You trap the thing in there. I can't argue with that. So his big weakness, see, like, if it says, like, here's what you should study after this game, right? Recommended study. For him, it should be something to do with the light square bishop. Because every single thing that was wrong with him had to do with the light square bishop. Either here, letting it get taken, which, of course, for the shitty horse is a worthwhile thing. Or letting it get trapped later. It was trapped for a majority of the game, like, or possible. He never moved this pawn, ever. So all these pawn pushes, even if they're a little more nuanced, could have trapped it. But I'm so stupid that I don't see the trap. Like, so like I wouldn't have even done anything to punish it. What you're supposed to do is like rope these two together, I guess. Go here, go there. But again, like I said, I wouldn't have done it. So if he knew how brain dead I am, or if he was sniping me, then he would have just said, it's okay, or I have time to do this. If you don't create the threat, I guess I created the threat on the rook though still. You're still not losing. Two of my blunders would have not caused me to lose if I played like the engine does. One would have stopped me from winning a piece, the other one would stop me, would make it a draw. The third one was what? Something that I can't even explain, like some random... Yeah, this one. Like, I don't know what it is. Even looking at it, I don't know what it is. Is that what you should have to do, though, to win at 1600? Is play at like an 88% accuracy? Or, I mean, yeah. That seems like a little bit too much. Of course, it's relative, but still. Oh, look at that. 66.6. Now that I've played Rapid more, they're kind of even out. The Classical should be better, but actually, as a matter of fact, normally my Rapid is actually better. It actually still is slightly better, just to troll me by 0.1. I don't want to do another one right away, but that was a decent one. Let's play something maybe a little bit faster, or I'm afraid to play this because I don't want to screw up that. Let's just pretend like we're 1500 and just leave it. There's got to be something else I can do though, just to... Yeah, I shouldn't be allowed to study yet. I don't know if these ratings are supposed to be relative to like your actual rating, because I've heard people like, oh, they're 2000 plus in puzzles, but they're obviously not that in other things. they're using somebody in the puzzle who's a TOS violator. Is that really a good standard to go by? So he could have been cheating, but let's solve the puzzle that he failed to do, or that he did do in the course of the game. (10 + 9). And those are two things I don't like. Is number one, the fast time formats, and number two is even the long time formats with increment, because it feels so arbitrary. Like play 15 plus 10 instead of 30, and then it ends up taking longer than 30 because he'll just keep trolling people at the end. Even if you know you're gonna lose, you can just annoy the shit out of them by abusing the increment. Like normally I would do 10-minute stuff here, but I just don't really want to today. Let's just focus on classical only, because that'll tilt me in a different way now. I'll lose my coveted 1500 even, which is not even a big deal. Like that's the first time I really tried to even play rapid, so it's not like a new thing. Oh, here we go. The last guy just lost because of this exact same shenanigans. So what you want to try to do is... What is he doing? He's going to take no matter what. That's kind of a mistake, that I shouldn't be giving up knights so easily. Or I mean, the bishop. You could take, I could take. You could pin it down. I could cover. Seems like still reasonable development. So the whole beauty is it's basically like I'm castled anyway. If you take, I take, you take, I take, you come like this. You still cover it. The only problem here is you can't really bring it out then, so I'd rather just give up the queen. Okay, dude. You could bring this, but I can still just take. You could try to force a perpetual check if you think I'm going to keep doing the same thing. All I want to do is bring the rook out and then pretend like we castled anyway. It's not that big of a... What's the worst you could do here? I guess I'll come like this, and then... I just want to get that rook out of there somehow. You'll come there, it's so obvious, so telegraphed, dude. It doesn't even matter, because I can just do this. That's the problem too, is like sometimes it's not that you don't see something, it's that you think you have an answer for it, but then you don't, like it doesn't work. Now at least the rook should be out of there. It'd be nice if you could do kind of like both together. So he would come here, I would come there. Now you're attacking the queen at the same time. In fact, he just blundered his queen before that. And again. Okay, we are only at 1,000 rating anyway, but... Blitz is kind of okay, but... Because you accept that it's fast, but at least it's not too fast. Rapid is kind of just long enough to make you feel like it should be a proper game, but then it always lets you down. Why do so many people do this? This is a very common gambit, but it's not a real gambit. Or maybe it is, like, even though it's a blunder, it doesn't matter because they expect that it'll work against a really low-rated player like you. Wait, the best move after that is still to do this. But I guess you're... Oh, yeah, because you get the fork. He did actually do that, too. You're supposed to push the other pawn. take, and you're not supposed to take the queen even though you're up material. That would be my first instinct to do. I'm +2. That's good enough of an advantage, which arguably it's not, but I like how we got the Van Gogh music as soon as we were about to win. Like the final boss that took me like literally a week to do because in the super hard mode, because every ghost has 200 HP. Insane. Actually, I'm loving this piece set. I'm surprised. I didn't like it on Chess 24 because I didn't like Chess 24 period. I like the little subtle outline around it. They leave the same articles around here for a very long time. Voice recognition. Oh, so you can play the game through... That'd be a good way to learn notation. After you turn it on, we need a moment. Oh, maybe I should play like this, but in some joke mode. After you turn it on, you'll need a moment to load the feature, and your browser may ask for permission to use your microphone. Then you should be able to make moves by speaking them. This should kind of be fun. We're doing a public beta for once. Oh, this would be a troll. Oh, it's kind of dead though. Or like you could even do it in like you can do it in a whatever, like a puzzle. Like I say, pawn to G5. Or maybe you have to do some other setting first. Allow. Pawn to G5. Oh, that's so cool. That would be nice to do, and especially like imagine you're somebody who has some, you know, impairment that doesn't let you play normally, or you're not a super fast clicker or something, so you can just talk it out. That is a fun feature. Not that I was trying to solve the... Wait, I solved it without even saying anything. I wasn't trying to say that. It kind of conflicts with the fact that... Or can you turn it like on and off if you're doing... You solve a puzzle without even trying to. I didn't say anything to do with the queen. Queen to H8. Yeah, queen H8. QH8. Well, it's not letting me do it. Oh, did I turn it off? Queen H8. Come on. It was working before. Queen H8. Queen B8. This is actually an awesome way to learn notation too. Like force yourself to play like this just so you have to learn it. Queen B8. B8. Look at what it says I'm saying too. Queen B8. What's it doing with all the arrows? Queen B8. Q B8. Maybe you have to say the Q and not the queen. But you would think it would account for that too. Huh. It seems to get one move right and then it gets stuck. Queen B8. Queen B8. Huh. It takes a little bit of doing, but that's actually pretty fun. Yeah, we could do puzzles and learn the notation at the same time. Not a bad thing, though. So, could you play like an actual game? Because it doesn't seem like there's anybody really here. In fact, it even shows you that there's nobody there. Oh, this better not hurt my rating or something. 20 players, 3 games in play. And that would just be on this thing, obviously. Stockfish level 1 versus anonymous. Oh, they have to use like stockfish here because there's not enough people organically. This reminds me of Lishogi, like a dead site that rips off. I don't know if that's officially by them or if that's somebody who just yoinked the thing. But maybe they don't care because it's a free site anyway. So it's like a free source code. Play with the computer. Level 8. I don't know what actual level you should be at if you're like... let me try it. So you go like... pawn to E4. Pawn E4. It was thinking about F for a second there. Then let's go knight to g3. One opening ante. You should just program it already to do it. Like, not even pre-moves, but like pre-opening. Just decide they're gonna have that feature one day, like on all these sites. Just already input the opening and it'll do it without you even having to lift a finger. Knight to, I think I confuse it by talking so much in between. You'd have to turn it off every time you go on like a little tangent. Knight, it knows I want to move the knight. That's good. All the different colored arrows. I don't even know how you do that normally. Knight f3. It even says it there correctly. So how would you... Knight f3. What happened? Wait, it reset the game. I literally cheated. Somehow I just reset. Help Charlie check his resign. Resign. Will it actually do that one too? Take back. Take 5. Here. I want to be white though. Okay. Pawn e4. e4. Pawn e4. Wonder if you could primo white this too. Knight g3. Or knight f3. Not a legal move. Knight f3. Good. Pawn d5. Pawn d5. Pawn takes d5. Oh shit, this is weirdly satisfying to actually do. Pawn c6. It's only level 4, so I should be able to beat it. The problem is all the talking I do in between. I need like a hotkey, I guess. This is like a streamer functionality. Like to... Or I'll have to keep turning it off when I talk, which would be hard to do in a faster game. Until you're sure of the move that you make. But at the beginning, it's easy to do. Bishop f5. Now, do you have to specify? I guess you wouldn't have to because they obviously are on opposite colors, so they could never move on the same thing anyway. So with the rook, how do you denote that? Like if both rooks can move to the same square, how would you say that? You would have to include the notation of where it starts, I guess. Bishop f5. It says it correctly there, but then it doesn't know how to do it. Bishop f5. Red bishop f5. Thinks I'm using a custom piece set. Okay, let me maybe reset it. What does that mean? Label with colors. Numbers. Cowboy. What? Oh, they'll always accept the takebacks. Let's go bishop f5. White bishop f5. I don't know why you'd have to say white there. F1 or sorry, it's not f5, it's b5. Maybe that's why I'm bishop b5. Oh shit, that's my bad. User error for once. Now you don't actually have to take it. Let's go knight c3. Yeah, the big tip for this is don't do it while you're talking or while you're streaming, obviously. What is even happening? Like what just happened? It took it back or something? Okay, bishop b5. Bishop c6. Then pawn h3. Goes all the way back. Castle. Oh, it just knows. You don't have to say cancel king. I mean, obviously you can't do anything else, but yeah, I would need like a hotkey button or something just to turn it off on demand. Queen E2. Now we can raise the other pawn, I guess. Let's go B3. B3. It sounded like I said D, I guess I thought. B3, pawn B3. Pawn B3. Now you can do, it did say public beta, so there shouldn't be like some rule against doing this. Let me read that again. Like, that's actually kind of cool. I don't see, yeah, why this would be illegal to do. Want to try the chess feature before everybody else? Today is your lucky day. It's available. Looks almost like real chess, but it isn't. It's a site that only exists to test the voice recognition. You don't need to make an account, just jump right in. If you can't find a game, you can always just play the computer puzzles. Note that unlike some voice recognition, your voice is processed in real time as a stream, never persisted or uploaded to a server in any form. Your voice will never leave your computer. All right, maybe they're saying that because of all the AI stuff going around, that, like, you know, they're batching images from stolen, you know, copyrighted materials, but you can't tell because they're so modified. You can find the voice recognition feature on the game standard puzzles. Start with the help button near the thing. After you turn it on for a moment, browser may ask for permission. Then you should be able to make moves by speaking them, like knight e4, pawn c6. You can also use some words like undo. Yeah, that's the problem. I need to turn off all the other words because I keep doing that by mistake. I love that. We solved the one puzzle where you have to take the pawn with the queen without even saying anything. I'm just talking about random stuff. If you try it out, we want to know how it worked. Leave your feedback here. Advent calendar. They really like the horse even as their main logo too. Okay, that was just to kill some time because I can't handle doing 30-minute games back to back. Let's do another one. That is actually really good though. I wonder if any other sites actually have that. Yes, voice. I guess you could do it manually too somehow, like just you could bind your mouse to your voice in such a way that you would say, you know, how people do that anyway. So you wouldn't need it to be native to the site. No, it doesn't have that. The main reason isn't even just to dick around like I was doing, but like imagine if you really have some disability. You could become a world-class chess player online without, you know, having arms or something if you have some limitation. That would be a beautiful way to use it. Or like, what was that challenge they did in Dark Souls where it's like he beat Ornstein and Smog with voice commands, right? Ornstein and Smog with voice. It's such a troll way to do it. Voice Souls. Someone beat the toughest. It's not the toughest boss in my opinion, but yeah, more like the toughest bosses because they cheat the whole rule. Like, how do I make a hard boss fight? Let's just have 2 bosses at once or 4 bosses at once, 4 kings. Somebody's beat Stockfish level 8 with voice commands, as if that would make a. No, I owe my thanks to Alex Botez again. I was worried about that. Like, what if I start doing tournaments and like real life? If I actually get serious, how would I be able to stream that if I wanted to stream every game I ever play? But she is a content genius. She has somebody else talking on her stream over it, and so she's just playing the game. Obviously, you can't talk while doing that, or it'd be awkward. So she's filming herself doing it, but she's not actually doing anything stream wise. She's just playing the game, and then she has somebody else doing it for her. What an amazing content. Despite anything else you might criticize about her, that is actually genius. Just hire somebody who's also a GM or whatever, or not also, who is a GM. I correct myself.
This place is magical.
No, I'm actually serious now. I'm not dicking around. Despite what this song might suggest. These levels were so hard that this song does kind of take on a troll aspect. Okay, 1583. Don't underestimate him though. Postmaster, you know how they talk about going postal. What's more dangerous than that is actually playing chess too much. That'll drive you crazy. Just ask Bobby Fischer. I think people give him too bad of a rap though. He wasn't really that crazy, and yeah, I saw Magnus doing the rating system, giving him an 8 out of 10. I might not know chess nearly as well as Magnus, but goddamn, if Bobby Fischer's not a 10 out of 10 on the genius, I don't know who is. Like, what the fuck? He came on the scene and he left so quickly. Like, to have the impact he had, obviously he was a genius, but he gives Kasparov a 10 and Fischer an 8. Like, that's so ridiculous. In fact, for a while, everybody was saying, like, from a peripheral view, it was like Michael Jordan versus Kareem or something. Gary Kasparov had the longevity, but everybody I always heard always said Fischer, Fischer, Fischer. I didn't even know who Kasparov was when I was younger. And it's not like he wasn't around or he was so much later than him. So it's more like Fischer got the recognition for a long time, and then eventually people came around in the more mainstream even to appreciate Kasparov. I don't know what this is. Yeah, I'm not familiar with this opening, so let's just call it a draw. That's what GMs sometimes feel like they would like to do. Or like those early game draws that are just like agreed upon seems so bad for the game. I would take, you would take. I would take, you would take, I would take, you would take. This is an arguable okay move. I don't see a way of my bishop getting trapped. He's using the pawns a little bit too much here. There was that one classic game where, you know, somebody moved like 17 straight pawn moves, like a GM or something. You can always make those analogies, you know, sarcastically, like, oh yeah, this was the game where Hikaru sacked his queen 9 times in a row, but because he was threatening mate or something. Meanwhile, I'll just do it outright for no reason. You're not going to trap the bishop, but you might make it pretty ineffective. Okay, this guy's playing like a troll opening, but take. I don't think it's going to be very good, though, in the long run. Like, what was that quote I said in the Darth Vader little RP thing I did? Was like, it's like you're comparing the old lightsaber style to the new lightsaber style, like where it's all flash and gimmicks. And he's like, the one guy's making fun of him, like, oh, you're so stiff and rigid, because that's how he looked in the old movies. So it's kind of justifying it in universe to say, like, those with true skill don't need such theatricality, or they don't need to be so ostentatious with their style. It's all about results. So it might look more boring, but it's far more effective. So it's like all about his stance and like how he's almost like Bane, right? Theatricality and deception are powerful agents. How he just stands there and is unfazed by whatever Batman throws something at him. You come like this, you take. I don't like leaving it like that, but the whole intention is to bring out the bishop anyway. This is such a bizarre opening that you have to take a little bit of time to appreciate it. You take, but then you come here, then you can move the bishop. I'm fine with that too. I'm actually happy with that. I have a bit of a closed pawn structure fetish. So I could castle. This song is kind of annoying, honestly, but I did say I'm going to listen to all of them in order. I won't blame the song if I lose. Just anything with voices kind of distracts me. You have a beautiful bishop pair. His pawn structure isn't bad, considering the weird way that he's done it. Like, why couldn't you just do that? That's the kind of move that scares me. I don't know what to do about it. I don't want to take. I don't want to let him take. I guess I would just take and deal with it. The nuances of pawn play are actually insane. Like, nobody knows what the hell they're doing at this level with them. You know, the pin down is still possible, so I'm not too happy with that. You come in. Okay, that's fine. I don't see why I wouldn't just castle now. What a weird pawn structure, though. He's kind of doing self-sabotage. Like, what are you doing, dude? Oh, shit. He isn't bad, though. This is a troll opening. I don't even care what happens in the game. Like, why are you playing like this? He knows my weakness, too. Like, the kingside pawn push. But he's just pushing every pawn. Okay. Okay. What is this? Very interesting choices. This is the kind of thing that not castling would counter, because then you wouldn't have to worry about it. You could say, oh, he's playing around my bishop pair, but what in the world is this? If you come in with a clown opening like this, I gotta punish you for it. Let's just be patient, disciplined. This guy's playing for fun. That was his first mistake. I don't understand. Just let him do all the taking. I would take, you would take, I would take. The problem is this is open and then I'm just gonna die. Somehow. I don't know. My king's gonna end up back in the center of the board anyway. The open H file is always very scary. Yeah, let's see how quickly she speedruns back to 2,000 FIDE, sub 2,000 FIDE player. We're in the same category now. That is like one of those Rocky 3 kind of moments, right? Like you become rich and famous and you forget what got you there, even if in a metaphorical sense. Like you didn't make the money directly off of chess, but at least have some respect for the game that got you there. I mean, I'll do it, but if I lose, it is what it is. Now, I could even take again, because it... Take. No. Oh, no, don't tell me I got a little bit lax here. But I don't have to take. Sometimes that's the point. Let their own pawn be the disciplinary measure here. So arguably taking with that was bad because... Taking with that could have been bad because of the simple fact that if you took here, then I'd be tempted to take. Never mind even the bishop. Now you have this. The question is, what does it really do? Can I mate from that position? I should almost be able to. You check, you come here, you check. I can't quite finish it off. I'll still do it first, though. Somehow. Which could be a big mistake. There shouldn't be a whole lot that you can do to stop me from giving the next check. See, this pawn actually makes me feel more comfortable because I was actually worried about that for a second with the H file being open. His king is kind of in the open, but it's very hard to target it. Like, I'll come here and then what? He at least evaded the bishop pair, I guess, a little bit. You can come like this. If he takes, then I take. But I have to move the horse first. Always in the way. Fine, just be patient. Queen's not going to get trapped. It's just not going to happen. You don't have to force the attack. Very bad development on his part, but somehow I'm still a little bit afraid. Lakeside pawns can be an insidious thing. Either you let me double take and check, or you give up the rook. He's just gonna push the pawn. Like, this guy is a total clown. The biggest fan of pawns in the universe. His answer to everything is just push a pawn. This is pinned down, first of all, but I can't target it. I don't know actually what to do here. I could double take that. This at least gives me a clear escape path out of there too. I can't take this though. I feel like doing this would just be a lot of back and forth. There's no real major threat here. You could take. I forgot about the bishop there at the beginning, which could have got me in trouble, but it was okay. Okay, just don't do anything crazy. We'll leave that to this guy. This is a beautiful thing because it unleashes the dark square bishop. The rooks are connected. Everything's good. The bishop pair is beautiful, but it's attacking the wrong side. But I guess it already did its job by getting the king in such an awkward spot, kind of. Sometimes when you're mid-attack and you don't know how to finish it, you shouldn't try to force the issue. You should just try to get out of there and recalibrate. And if you have a material advantage, that's good enough. You shouldn't try to like do the home run play like the one time sort of thing. Do it all in one shot. Okay, this is getting a little bit annoying, I will admit. So again, you can't even take the pawn, but even if you do, or even if you don't, whether you take it or not, you're kind of boned. You take, I take, you don't take, I take. How do you even cover it beyond that? You could bring the horse, would be the best move. So then take. That would be the only way to make it worthwhile. He's gonna push the pawn. I like his sort of thematic way of playing though. It's very clear. You bring the queen in too. I don't think this changes my ability to do this. If you push the pawn, I could still just take the pawn. I don't... If you come like this, I could still just take it. If you come like this, I could take. I don't really understand what's happening here, but you could take, he could take, but the act of taking and checking would also allow me to take. Just don't get overconfident because you're gonna pull something crazy out. This is one of those things, like if he does some gambit mate, that's his only shot of winning because he's not gonna win in the long term. It's just such a weird busted position, but although my king is kind of exposed too. That's what you got to look at it, like a double-edged sword. Like he's pushing his king pawn so... Wait, I could just take his queen there. Wait, this guy's a bit of a clown, but so am I. What is that? I mean, hey, I'll take it, but it doesn't feel like a deserving 30-minute game. You have to win 2 more. This is what I mean. You give these people credit enough to think that they would never make a mistake like that, but he literally just hangs his queen. I gotta give him credit for the opening, but don't blame the opening for that clown behavior. I can just take the rook, dude. Although so could you, I guess. This doesn't matter. You're gonna have nothing left. He's just the kind of guy that annoys me because he doesn't belong here playing like that. Why is he so high rated? Now I might try to force it and overdo it, but you should be almost mated too. You can't even really block. Just go for the mate. Don't even worry about anything else. Take, take, take. So that's not really the best way to have used that, but this guy's just completely cleaned out. You can't do that. Yeah, this song actually matches his style of play. How appropriate. Okay, it's still a little bit tricky to actually do this somehow. Now my mindset becomes very tunnel vision on the idea of just trying to trade, take everything. You come like this, I could take. You come like this, I could take. You come like that, I could take. So you basically just have to go back. Okay, it doesn't matter. Simple trade. You could check and take there again. Despite hanging the queen, at least I'm fascinated by the opening there. It's nice to have games like this once in a while where they're not all so hardcore, but 78, 69. Oh, you gotta wait. 79, 78. If that's 78 accuracy, I don't know what to say. You're trying to tell me there was only an 8% difference with the kind of clown moves he was making? 45 is not even that good. Like, what is he doing? And yet I'm losing. Look at this pawn structure for black and tell me that this is a normal human being would win this. What is he doing? Yeah, finally it argues that. But that's just a logical extension of what he's doing. What was he supposed to do? Take? It doesn't even seem that bad for him most of the way, but he bungles the attack. If you're really a proficient offensive player, you might be able to do something with this. But I feel like there'll be a certain rating you reach where stuff like that just doesn't work. It doesn't even consider that a blunder, but for me it really is, because oh, here it doesn't even want you to. Oh, you can give another check, but that wouldn't even stop you from taking the thing. There's just a mate. Wow. Yeah, I should have just seen that. What was that, like mate in 6? But see, there I don't even feel bad about it, because what does it matter? I'm +8. Like, unless I lose, which I won't say I haven't lost games like that. I was +7 in a rapid game yesterday and it ended in a stalemate. So we're still in that clown versus clown territory. 2 games. That's all we need. 2 games. That first one was very hard fought too. See, that guy kind of gives you a false impression of how the experience is going to be. A little bit too easy. But definitely take a break. I actually am kind of obsessed with trying that now. But let's do a little more of the voice command. We're kind of cheating by studying ahead of time. Let's see. Play with the computer, level 4. I don't know what level is what, but pawn e4. Pawn e4. Knight f3. Trying to remind me how they move. What a complex piece. Bishop c4. An explosive move. The old joke that was like the first chess joke on Twitch. For people who streamed it like in the really old school day before all these Clout Goblin Chaser whatever people, which is all in good fun, but actual good chess players too among them, believe it or not. Like Hikaru. I think Hikaru said he was going to kick or something, but I don't even know. Bishop c4. Bishop c4. Bishop c4. Bishop c4. Come on. Bishop c4. 4 c4. Bishop c4. There we go. Imagine doing that when you're under time pressure. It was trying to help me because it knew what a shitty move that was, I guess. But I always do the same opening. I'm one opening Andy. See, this is a fun and interactive way to actually learn the notation. This is great. It totally is like that story of Tibia, where I learned how to type by playing Tibia because I was like 20 words per minute. I was really young. And Tibia is like an old school MMO. So what I did was, in the act of playing that, I inadvertently went from like 20 to 70 words per minute because you had to type out the spells and stuff. And you can hotkey them, but still. You type out, you're typing to other people, you have to type to the vendors. It's like some kind of psychological experiment to trick you into learning how to type. And then from playing WoW, I went from 70 words per minute to 120, just from trolling people in trade chat and dicking around and whispering people and role playing and doing all these kind of other things. So MMOs taught me unironically how to type, going from 20 words per minute to 120. And even now I'm still like 90, even though I don't do it as much anymore. Undo. Don't undo that. I'd rather still be 120. That is kind of a fun way to show, like, that's a real world skill that's actually you take for granted. It's not like I played WoW or Tibia with the intention to get better at typing, but it just incidentally happens because it's a social game and you're talking to people and you know, it just happens organically. That is such an awesome story though. Yeah, maybe this is my lucky piece set. Just don't use it on Chess24 because you won't be able to find a game or whatever. Yeah, like, does it advertise that? Like, X number of people playing. I gave it a shot too. Launched in 20... I guess chess.com owns it now, technically. Hikaru wins the 2023 American Cup. Yeah, like how Hikaru was flexing of I've won an American championship when he was saying like why he doesn't care about the streamer award. But having you won like a speed chess championship and all kinds of other things too, like that's not really the most impressive thing ever. Today, Wesley was clearly the better player. But after 3 tense draws, Wesley grabbed a poison pawn and was immediately put to the sword. That's weird. So he's saying Wesley is better, but he won. So what is that? Okay, let's do... this is an important psychological thing, right? You can't do too many back-to-back. You just can't do it. You can do a 5-minute game. You can do whatever you want, but just know your limits. This guy's below 1,000. I always do the same thing, kind of tunnel vision, even if it doesn't apply to the position. Well, only in the faster games, at least. Or against the bot. That's definitely the thing Bobby Fischer was the most correct about, though, is like the opening theory kind of being so degenerate and stupid. Where it turns the game into such a preconceived thing. You're basically saying the game is solved by the engine, and so all worship the almighty engine. Right, because you might think... oh, it's not solved because, you know, the engine couldn't beat another engine or they're going to keep getting better. It's not solved for the game itself, the position, but as far as human beings are concerned, nobody could beat the engine. So if you just played like that, there's the answer. That's all you would have to do. Obviously, easier said than done, but... So in a light sense, that is already true. He's kind of setting up his queen almost to be trapped. But not really. You can't take... These kind of formats encourage all those cheeky little opening traps and weird stuff. Baits and gambits and whatever. You go ahead, you give a check. No. Now he'll do something a little bit dicey. You could fork between these two, which isn't really a true fork at all, but you would at least get a double attack out of it. Take, take, take. So if he comes here to try to save the rook, wait, he's not trapped there, was he? Oh, once again, trapping pieces without realizing it. He's done that twice today alone. You're pinning that down, but the best you'll do is win a pawn from it. Like, take, take, take. No, you won't even. But I can't take the horse, so you could leave it there if you really want. Connect this, but then you'd be able to take. Take, take. There's no fork. You still can't even take that. Yeah, fast and self-assured they move, but yet they make such bad moves, so what's the point? At least I have that sense of... That's what I mean by the objectivity in chess too, is like... You have to know how bad you are. Now this is pinned down, you can't really do anything. And in fact, it's pinned down into a back rank possibility too. Gonna waste my time. Look how fast he is though. Like, why? Why does it matter so much to be that way? Oh, shit. Oh, he just canceled it. Locks him in. Oh my god. What the fuck? I should only take 2 more. Let's take it seriously. That last one was kind of just a throwaway one that he just gave to me because he was a bit of a clown. Or he was playing like a clown with the with the with the pawns. He overdid it, overextended. When your first 10 moves are just all pawn moves, you might need to reconsider. Although the engine didn't even dislike it that much. How to stop blundering? Just pay attention. But some of them are kind of high level blunders. Okay, we're black, but he is provisional, but that doesn't mean he's bad at all. You want to cover this back. Pretty basic, pretty much what I always do. It's got to be one of the coolest titles for any game, like, to be the best at a game. Grandmaster is pretty good, but how about Yu-Gi-Oh, where it's the king of games? That's actually amazing. Now here you accept that it's going to go there, I guess. I don't want to try to do anything too interesting, because interesting things are always bad. That's the #1 rule of chess. You have to play in the most boring, structured way possible, at least in the opening, because everyone else does too. The sort of thing I wouldn't do in any other game, but for some reason chess is special, I guess. I'd love to do this, so if he doesn't push it out and just leaves it there, that could be a bit of a mistake. Vizier. What is a vizier? That's like some kind of old school title itself, isn't it? A high official. Oh, wow. What did he do? What did he do? Wait. Oh, he didn't do anything. Never mind. You come there. So now this doesn't matter quite as much, or it does kind of matter. The fear is like he does something weird with the horse, and then I can't deal with that because I take here. But I don't see what the crazy threat he could pose really is. Like if I do this, I could take. It still doesn't matter. Like what if I just put an endless amount of pressure on here? The real point would be I would take, he would take. But the thing is, he could just take now even. As long as he can't threaten the queen itself, which I don't think he can. This is kind of a bad way to play. Oh, I'm getting lazy now. Getting overconfident. Trying to do it in a way that is not right. And I know it's not right. This is what I mean by the psychology of it. I wouldn't do this if he was higher rated or something else. Okay, that's not too big of a deal, but I'm kind of giving him free development for nothing. He shouldn't even be able to attack the queen at this point. You do connect the double diagonal here too. Even Hikaru blundered his queen in a game, which that's the sort of thing you would think never happens, but like just outright too. It's not like it was part of some crazy thing. He just outright blundered it. That's some like old clip, but yeah, old before he was a super grandmaster, except it wasn't, obviously, because then he didn't start to stream until he already was one. Okay, he's kind of pushing me here. You come to here and you get a nice little fork. Problem is, it's very hard to cover with anything else. Oh, I don't like the way I'm playing right now. You take it with the rook. You come here, you're covered, but I can double take. I don't know even what to do now. I'm completely at a loss. This was such bad development, such bad everything. Maybe it was even worth it to try to queenside castle, but I'm like this. He would take, I would take, he would take, I would take. You could move the horse freely now too, so I'm not even sure what I'm doing. There is a bit of an ebb and flow to that. If you're doing well a couple games, you'll start to play like a clown. If you're doing bad, you start to play better, or you start to focus, or you could just get tilted and play worse too. The best of both worlds. If you do well, you get overconfident and lose, or if you do bad, you get tilted and lose. There's no upside. You have to channel your tilt into motivation. There's nowhere for it to go that's too meaningful. I just don't even understand what to do with this position, though. If I come here, it's bad. I should almost come here. The rook makes everything secure. He's stunned that I would take the horse for the bishop. So that's a little bit concerning, to be sure. In fact, oh, this is bad. Anything that happens here, you can go like that. So where does the queen go? Oh, this is horrible. What am I doing this game? Lose in the opening because you try to do something different that even I knew was bad. This you wouldn't be able to take. This you would be able to do, but then I can take. It's very important not to push this pawn for any reason here, obviously. If you come like this, I could take. If you come like this, I could take. Take. That was allowing like a pin down possibility there too. So if I can just survive the opening, especially as black, you shouldn't try to do weird stuff. As white, maybe you can get away with it and make up with the extra move that is objectively an advantage, but you can force him to try to get out of there. That might be okay. And it does give the queen somewhat of a secure position to go to. If you come here, this is still covered. I would like to develop this other side, but I guess it's just not possible to do it. Like, it's so ugly, the kind of structure I've made. I should come here, come here. If you take, I take without even needing the queen cover. But this is okay. This is okay. This is okay. This is okay. So now it should finally be settled down. I'd rather do this first, or wait. Oh yeah, that's fine, because if he takes, I can still develop the other horse with that. I mean, the queen can just kind of lay back, because I'm getting annoyed now. This is getting stupid. It's just the ultimate liability sometimes. And I'm not even talking about the horse. Alright. Now you could try to reorient it in such a way that would be damaging. You come up, he takes, I take, he takes. He takes, I take, he takes, I take. Maybe even kingside castling here was the biggest mistake of all. You shouldn't have tried to do it after all of that horrible, you know. It still looks okay, but once again, somebody who's pushing their kingside stuff way too aggressively. Now, is there a way that I can do something with this to... I come here, you take... I take, and it's actually okay. I don't mind. You can't take here, you can't really let him get through, so you wouldn't want to take this pawn anyway, but I can't really stop it. So what'll end up happening is, if you come there, I push, you take, I take, you take. That's the problem. But then your pawn, wait a second. Oh, I don't know what happened in this game. Some games I just throw. Like, I actually try to lose. Like, look at the style of play that I'm doing. Like, it doesn't make any sense at all. He's gonna end up trapping his own bishop like a clown somehow. This pawn is completely uncovered. Horrible. Just like love those games that your opponents do sometimes too. Like you don't even have to do anything to win. Just like literally play the most basic moves possible and your opponent will just beat themselves by being a complete idiot. But this one you can just take two. When he did that, all I would have to do is move this, but technically you still lose something. Or you could have come like this, then take... Yeah, it's just a disaster of a position, but it didn't have to end that badly with giving up the rook. So basically I just can't do it. I can't ever get to 1650 unless I study like for a month, like all these try-hard people do, when I haven't really studied a day ever. Yeah, I can't even play right now. Look at how accurate I played that first game. There were 0 real mistakes. All the blunders were like a winning position. Right, you were never gonna lose the game because of that. Somehow he might make a mistake himself, but that's got to be one of the worst openings I've ever seen. Like, why did I bring the queen there? Because I'm trying to do a threat that I never fucking do. I never do that. Overcoming -9 deficit. It's possible. Just blunder the bishop here real quick. It's important, I guess, once you make a blunder not to make another one, but it kind of just shows you're not even trying. Like, how do you do that? Worst case, you'll take a pawn. Like, so what? It's not a big deal. He's probably relatively happy with that. Take with the horse probably is better than taking with the pawn. You have to get some crazy attack off, I guess, to be able to do anything here. The horse looks kind of upset, actually, with that expression. Just from the eye alone, you can tell that. Psychological analysis of a horse. Of a fictional 2D horse. An online version of a board game. Yeah, just AFK out or something, dude, please. Or just hang the horse. Just do something stupid. It's not even going to be possible to get it trapped. I love that, though. I always know when I'm doing something wrong. So if I actually use my brain and actually don't do it when I know I shouldn't do it, I would never lose. At least not at this level. You can only really go... You could just actually come back, too. The beauty is, though, even if you did that, I could come here, and then you can't take there. That one is kind of annoying to cover, too. So it's a good multi-purpose thing. It's just kind of, like, very hard to cover this period. I could come here and just sit there. Take. That was, like, one of my early games, maybe when I was a kid, like, where... I would use the queen super aggressively, although you wouldn't normally punish me that hard for it. Now you can attack this again and seal off the pawn. Still gonna be hard to cover it though. You look how much development of the pawns I'm getting just from harassing the horse over and over though. That's something good. You can't come there. You could come there. That's also good. You shouldn't have to worry about that necessarily for a while. Trying to get the horse involved, or I'd rather even do this. Just trying to break open this rook and maybe something good will happen. You come here to try to cover it. If you don't take, I could try to attack the bishop again. At least if it was -6 here, you could see yourself maybe clawing your way back. But this one's actually a perfect example of why I keep going back and forth. It's 100% psychological. Like either you get overconfident or you get too comfortable or you try something different to keep it fresh, which is obviously the biggest mistake ever, especially when I don't know other openings. You won't be able to come in at all there, but I kind of like this pawn structure. You'll come like this, you'll come like this maybe somehow. My queen is in a very odd spot. I could even just keep going too beyond that. The bishop has to go back. It's not going to be effective really in either direction. You have to come maybe like there. Take. I should try to come like this. You know, you might fall asleep. That's your only hope too. The reverse psychology. Plays so badly that your opponent falls asleep. But now he's actually taking longer than he was before. But how would I even do that too? You would have to like... You would have to get rid of this pawn first and then do it. The bishop is kind of neutralized, which is nice. He hasn't moved his queen at all. Look at that great discipline, which is what I normally do too. Maybe not this long, but 22 moves and he didn't move the queen. It's like a masterclass in how to use it, or how to not use it. Oh God. Wow. See, this is what happens with a broken position. You just can't fix it. Will he see it? Of course. This would be mate, but I can't figure out a creative way to get rid of the pawn there. Suicide pawn moment, if that was the variant or the mechanic. It's not even hard to see, dude. It's just like I would have done that anyway because I can't move my goddamn queen otherwise. Just take it. Oh yeah, you really have to think about that one. I wonder what he should do. If it was a 10-minute game, I could beat him on time, even despite all this, but... yeah, I can't do it. I mean, I could, but it's like I don't really want to, or I'm not really willing to. So stupid. Okay, we get the point. I mean, maybe he would have thrown, but... see, now here's where I go on just a bad streak. I'll lose like 5 in a row now, but I'll still do it because I don't care. It's not even like, oh, you should learn what to do in that situation. Just don't move the goddamn queen. Like that, I already know that too. Look at how long it's taking too. We can't believe what kind of a disaster that was. Oh my God, hurry up. I don't like how it doesn't save that. What the fuck? It's almost never taken this long. It almost takes longer to calculate worse quality games than GM games and stuff because of how ridiculous and weird the positions actually are. Oh my god, I broke it. It actually can't handle it. Using all the memory on my computer, it can't handle chess. I always make fun of that idea, but obviously the sheer number of options and stuff is very compelling. 3093. But it just looks good because I did bad. That's one of those padding moments, right? It's not like he did so spectacular. Even that doesn't seem that bad, but it's like I'm not going to know how to deal with that because it's just so unusual. I never play like that. Yeah, let's just do another one. This guy's provisional. Hard to say what that really means because he could be better than that shows, could be worse than that shows. Kind of a little bit of an unusual thing to do. But here you don't even necessarily have to cover it, but let's just do it anyway. He doesn't have a second attacker. If you take, I could take. This is still a decent attack, I guess. The problem is you could kind of trap it in there with the horse. I don't know whether he's going to do that or not. This pawn becomes an isolated one, so take towards the center. It's a good example of that. Because it might seem bad. Oh, I hate the voices in this, though. Fuck. Even this doesn't do what I'm really trying to make it do. But the thing here is you don't really have to castle. This is kind of good because it stops the horse from coming in at all. What is going on? What is with these kingside pawn pushes? Like, why? Why are you doing this? I'm not going to castle kingside if he's playing like this. You could take and give a check, so now it's pinned down. I mean, I could just take that. I'm double attacking it. Oh, I don't know what these positions are anymore. We can do that. I have a weird thing going on here that could potentially be good if he castles kingside. So he gave up his own castle to kind of ruin mine a little bit. I don't know what to make of that. Create a double diagonal. You could go like this, but I actually can't. You would give up the bishop if you did that, so I don't know where to go with it. This is like one of those cheeky threats that doesn't really serve much purpose. I don't even technically have to do anything there. He'll do something to disrupt the horse, though. Like he'll come there and then take. I don't know where to put it. I have no idea. I'll go here. You can move this into a take on this if it's a good threat. Why the fuck did they have to put voices in instrumental songs? So stupid. Take. The credits themes are always good though. Like Super Mario 64 has an amazing credits theme. Okay, that's not bad. I mean, you would assume he certainly doesn't want to. He certainly doesn't want to castle kingside. I don't know if I want a castle either. I have no idea. You can come and set up for this, which doesn't actually work. Where's he going to put his own dark square bishop is the big question. Right there to block mine. Not really much of a way you can save it, unless I feel like for whatever reason the horse is going to be better here. So I can castle queenside and it doesn't actually look that bad. Oh, here we go with the horse though. Everything else is secure. You would think I would have the advantage when they play weird like this, but you never know. Look at what you did to the king side. You just ruined it for both of us. I could push this or I could bring the other rook in too. I guess that's fine. You gotta bring in the stupid horse, which I could take anytime I want. If you go like this, take, doesn't work. Or it does, actually. Because if you take, I take, you take, I take. Well, this is kind of a good threat too, but I can't really do it. There's so much potential there. If only the other rook could get involved. He's going to create a double stack himself, I guess. I'm going to go for a double stack, I guess. He takes, I take. There's no other threat going on. You create an odd double stack there. Even in doing this, I still can't really do anything. Like, I would take, you would take, I would take, you would take. I can create the rarely seen triple stack. Feels like the bishop should really be a thing here, but let's see if he'll let me get away with that. He'll probably just block with the stupid horse. Take, 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 take. Oh, please let me do it. Please let me do it. Oh, you let me did it. You throw and they throw back. It's like a karmic justice of chess. Yeah, so we're doing much better. Just don't mess anything up obvious here. This should be pretty much impossible to save, actually, come to think of it. Just don't give up a fork or something stupid. Look at how quickly they throw, too. It makes me uncomfortable, like, when you push the king pawns like that, but in the end, it didn't matter. Like, they don't know what they're doing. Okay, no reason to go for anything crazy there. Let's just go back. These last two games have not come down to the winner doing something good. They've come down to the loser just throwing the game for no reason. And of course, in that case, it was me. You take. I don't know what even this is, but whenever I listen to these silly Mario songs, like this one or the secret, whatever it was, I'd love to trade this, but let's see if you can save this. I could bring the rook there, I guess. So I can just take. You can't save it now, it's gone. Unless you get a fork, which you don't. And do it with surgical precision here. We can give it check, which doesn't really matter a whole lot to me. In fact, all I have to do is go back to the other side and push this pawn. Or you could arguably put it there and just force the force the king not to come in and then just let the other thing cover. Maybe I overdid it there a little bit, but maybe the light square bishop won't be as good as what I think. Now I'm going to try to pick off this. That might have been a mistake. But see, at least here I can afford a mistake. So you play in kind of a weird way that you wouldn't normally do. Well, if you do that, I can just promote anyway. I don't even care about the bishop. And if you don't, I'll try to threaten it. Okay, that was a little bit stupid on my part. Problem is I can't really cover this too effectively. Just keep harassing the horse because it's fun. In the game, of course. We can come like this, so now at least the thing doesn't have to stay there. The rook, so now I can come back down. That's even better because it poses like another extra threat. Okay. I mean, you should be able to do it here, but I don't think I'll even bother. Let's just get a queen. I'm not going to practice a rook bishop thing. In fact, it'd be easier just with the rook. I love that. Somebody was explaining, like, how do you mate with a horse and a rook? Oh, that's easy. Just put the horse here away and then mate with the rook. Oh, so in other words, the horse is a useless goddamn piece, like I always say it is. Just get it out of the damn way and use the real piece. Okay, this is not really the right way to even do it, but all you have to do is like alternate. Okay. You should maybe try to milk some of these people in rematch, but that doesn't feel very honorable. You know, one of the big streamers could totally cheese it like that. They could just have viewers throw for them. But of course, they have too much honor and integrity to do that. That at least made up for the really bad previous game. That was actually embarrassing. Oh, speaking of the other credits theme, the analysis are taking a lot longer. Oh, maybe not now. 43, 80%, 28, 87%. Yeah, I'd be pissed there too. If it was me, I'm like, man, this guy at mere 1600 rating is getting such a high accuracy, but part of it just has to do with how bad they're actually playing. Just need 2 games, but I clearly can't do them back to back either, so let's just take a minute. I'm having so much fun actually trying this out. I didn't realize this is actually a good lesson in notation. I want to try to play like a full game like this, but I can't seem to concentrate. Pawn to e4. Pawn e4. Like, chess is the most complex game you can play with just a mouse. Plants vs. Zombies says hello. But now you don't even have to play it with a mouse. You can just do it with voice commands. Bishop c4. The explosive... What the fuck? Okay, that I don't accept. Bishop c4. I mean, it would have to come with a warning. Buyer beware. Like, if you use it and you blunder in an online rated game... You got to deal with that because you can't keep getting takebacks for free. Bishop c4. There we go. Then knight f3. The biggest mistake I'll make is saying horse instead of knight, but they could have that integration accounted for. I don't think I've used like a voice recognition thing since I did one of my writing streams. I was trying to get it so I could just talk what I wanted to write. I wouldn't have to type while doing it. That's kind of awkward. But remember the old days when I did debates, like not debates on stream, but not by talking, but by, or I would talk, but having other people type stuff out, like in Ace Attorney Online or something. That's not even like a category on Twitch. I don't know if you'd be allowed to do it nowadays, but nobody seemed to care then. So go to f3. Knight f3. What's it doing? Knight f3. You gotta sometimes yell it or something. Castle. It's highlighting resign. Just resign. Now see, I don't really want this trade, but oh, I'm not allowed to do that. Let's go bishop e2. Bishop e2. Bishop e2. And you know what you should actually do for this is turn off notation. How do you even do that here? You'd have to go on like some other more advanced setting, I guess. Voice commands. It is actually pretty fun. I didn't realize I enjoy like stupid, simple, weird things. Sometimes too much. I forget how you actually even turn that off. I wish I could. Maybe here. No. Showing me like all the legal moves. Let's go to castle. I already said it. Castle. King side castle. But now it'll move the king because I said king. Castle. I love how it recognizes it properly too. It says it there in text. What the fuck is that? I mean, this is legal to do because you can clearly tell I'm not using it to cheat. And even if, I mean, it's just an engine anyway, but castle. King G1. So that would be an impossible move to do otherwise. So you know it's a castle. There is no castle. Free is no, there we go. It needs a little bit of work, but obviously the idea behind it is pretty brilliant. They're actually being pretty ambitious on the chess, this free site. Like, they have the mobile thing going. They made a mobile app. They're trying to do the voice integration. So they're certainly trying to go above and beyond. Let's do, yeah, sponsored, by the way, except it's not. His long, some of these are funny to read. Like, even when I was doing that, I forget, that was like Microsoft text-to-speech. Or, I mean, speech-to-text. So I thought we already went through this, though. They go bishop e2. I thought... Oh, he did like a different move then. He did that first before. Well, that's just a blunder, isn't it? To go knight e5. I keep looking at it though. I have to do it without that. Don't look at the numbers and try to, the whole point is to try to remember them. Knight e5. Knight e5. See, look. It is correct there, but what? I said, look, that's one of my catchphrases. It'll say knight e5, but it doesn't know that that's what you want to do, even though it recognizes that. No, knight e5. We just blundered a pawn outright. I mean, normally I'd be in the mindset to just trade. Let's go knight c6. So you shouldn't have to say capture or anything. Knight c6. So you really did just blunder a pawn. I don't know what the levels really equate to. Like, stockfish levels. The meaning. 320 depth. How about you give it in like rating form? I don't know about all these depth things. Like 8, become unstoppable. Sure, if you think you're a long time, you might be able to defeat it. Had to calculate 6-7 moves, but now it's basically unbeatable. Knight c6. So see, what if I had another knight here somehow, inexplicably? Then it wouldn't know which knight to go. So you'd have to say knight d4 to knight 6. To c6. Knight c6. Knight captures on c6. Knight takes on c6. Knight kill. Oh, it's not even on. Knight c6. Okay. I know, probably all my other talking confuses it, but oh well. Don't you know that chess is the most streamed game now in the world? So you have to pawn to d3. We can try to pin down the horse. I'd love to see people pre-move too. Like you'll see like a dead starting position, but they'll be rattling off like 30 different things. This one's clearly pretty bad though, because it already blundered a pawn. I have to get myself in the right mindset because the last game was absolutely dreadful, or the one before last. So you get some easy wins, but it doesn't matter because you give them right back, like the clown that I am. Look at that, I wasted a month. I should have been 1700 by now, and it has nothing to do with core ability. Like, it's just, I don't know, people don't understand that, I guess. At a certain improvisational level, you can get to like 1800 or maybe not 2000. Right? Like, if you just think about what you're doing. But then again, I have to be the proof of what I'm saying. I don't know what you would even do here. He's playing kind of weird. He's gonna try to come like this, but you can't. I would take, you would take, I would take. Let's do knight to c3. I keep looking at it. Maybe I can zoom in so much that... Oh, actually zooming in makes it smaller. There's some way to do it actually on the site itself. I forget. It was like maybe here, board. No, but it doesn't do board size. Or maybe one of them, it would kind of blend in with the color of the thing. That one's just kind of ugly though. This would be kind of fun to actually even do online. Like, I wouldn't mind. Man, how long has this been around then? If this is here. Ultimate physical limits of computation. Like, how many people are here? Anonymous. Let's actually play. So that's all I have to do, only with voice commands. I'm not allowed to do anything else. He's not moving though. Oh, come on. I want to play one. Using the voice. Maybe he's just testing something. He's like an admin thing. Aww. He didn't expect anybody to be there. Correspondence through voice. Just call your move in, or like how people play it in jail, they'll write it on a note or something. And so there's like a chess within the game within the game thing, like where somebody will use that as a way to make a plan on the outside of how to escape, even if it's not like, you know, they're not just playing the game. Why would you do that if... I like how all these things are already there. Oh, I guess that's what they'll try to do. They'll try to make it like a different site so it doesn't feel... No, once they're happy with it, they'll just integrate it overall. I don't see why it would seem like it's cheating. Like, can you really talk that much faster than you can click? But I guess if you've lost your micro as much as I have. Yeah, I was never even that fast, but I was impressed at how fast I became just from playing MMOs and stuff over the years. Like, just like the same thing with the typing argument. But then I guess I've kind of gotten a little bit casual. I mean, there's nobody here. Yeah, I'll play against myself by clicking on it. On floating bodies. These articles seem to be different than... They reuse the picture. Look at that. 2 articles and you reuse the picture. 4 months apart. That's kind of a little bit lazy, isn't it? Okay, let's do another 30-minute one. I would have liked to actually do one there. Imagine if a big streamer tried this. Everybody would be doing it and have like... I love the power that gives some of them. Like XCC just... I would even vouch for him there too. Like, he's many things, but it's not like, oh my goodness, he was playing chess for clout or to, get viewers. He's just randomly playing stuff, and then he'll take a break and be like, I feel like playing a game of chess. He would just do it like I would do it. Like, I'm doing a hard mode, I'm getting tilted, so I need a break, so I play a game like chess to relax. And now it's the opposite. I get tilted playing chess, so I need a break, so I play a hard mode or something else. Or a card game, like another secondary format. I'm just kind of stalling because I don't know if I can handle this right now. I'm like Ding Lear and I can't handle the pressure. When even is that? Chess final. Yeah, this is my closest to just chatting that I would do, is actually playing a game like chess or a card game, and you can turn it into just chatting without actually doing that. That was sort of the unspoken rule, right? That's why I kind of don't like just chatting as a category, even though it's done very well and I get it. You should at least have the pretense that you're doing something, even if you're not really paying attention. You're just farming materials, and WoW, like Asmongold, could do that mindlessly, reacting to videos in the background. But at least you're pretending that you're playing a game. Ding shocked the world by playing 26 classical games in a month, qualifying for candidates by rating, and then defeating Hikaru. Yeah, see, so Hikaru had a chance to actually win a world championship here if he had just beaten Ding and then beaten Yan, which is easier said than done. I guess Yan's a little bit underrated. So he overtook Ding in the rating, so that should tell you right there. July 20th is about Magnus's deadline. Wait, but this must be really old. When even is it? No, not computer chess championship. FIDE's calendar, the first game of 2023 championship will take place on April 9th, with the match going so far as April 30th in case it goes to tiebreakers. On January 19th, FIDE announced that the world championship would happen in Astana, the capital of Kazakhstan. For 2 games in my life here, I just have to focus. That's all I want. Just redeem the absurd failure that I experienced last time. That's all I want. I just like setting these arbitrary things because there has to be something to play for. There's no failure condition here either. Like, I'd have to fall below 15 now. I wanted to at least be 16, although that doesn't matter. It is kind of a little bit too generous, but the alternative would be unfair. Like, oh, as soon as you get to 17, I lose the next game and I fall below 17, so I just die. Or like give yourself a life system, like 3. You can't fall below it 3 times. But that's kind of stupid. Well, no, that would actually be fair. Because it doesn't mean you have to get back right away. You could stay submerged, the chess iceberg, and just wait until you're really mentally ready. $1639, but he's an experienced classical player, so he's not going to make any obvious mistakes. You can just accept that. Accept that he's going to take. Let's focus. I can try to push this dude out if he's going to be reluctant to take. You have free pawn movements. Oh, okay. Now you end up kind of where you I'm gonna push this out to be able to make it work, and even then it still doesn't work. If I do this again, it's the same thing all over again. You could play around with this so he can't take. So maybe the answer is actually to lay off and then to push this. And then if you take, I take. Seems like it could be a disaster though, because of the simple fact that he might bring another attacker, but I don't really see how yet. Yeah, see, this is how I expected chess to be in terms of the like viewership and stuff these last couple days. Sometimes it was so much better than even my other series. Like when I first started doing it, it was insane. I had like 17 concurrent viewers at one point, which is like the highest I think of this channel, while playing chess, not while doing a world first hard mode or some kind of permadeath. No. People would rather watch 1200 or 1600 rated chess, of course. Maybe that just speaks poorly of my other performances, but not really, because like even when I've done good things, I guess they just don't trust me anymore. Okay, you can attack this, so you take and you take. And of course, if he takes, I win the game. You might be tempted to. Because the instinct is, oh no, my horse is under attack, so I have to worry about that. Just fall for it, dude. Make it easy for me. That's the line that I always associate with Tess whenever you say, any character says that. Make this easy for me. I would have knocked her unconscious and dragged her body to save her life, of course, because I would think that, you know, we would find the cure. But how? How are you gonna mate? I don't believe it. I don't believe that you can mate here. You come here. You check. I move. You come there. I block, I cover. I'm okay with that. You forget who you're dealing with. The defensive ace. If I just learn how to attack, that really will be the big difference. He's experienced, but he's playing a little bit weird. So you still can't take the pawn. I could bring the horse, but then you can easily push a pawn, so I'm not really comfortable with doing that. And you also can't really do anything to bring the bishop there. You'd have to come... Wait, what? Okay, you can still do this. And the reason why is because... the only check he has is there. And even if you come like this, I can double take. I don't like the position, but I'll deal with it for now. Wait, I'm not even up material because of it. As if you planned that he would win the pawns in such a way to make it worth it. Like, my position is way worse, but is the lowly 1600 going to know how to use this? But unfortunately, I'm not up material like I thought I would be. I could even do this, because if you take, and even take... So my double diagonal is actually pretty formidable here. I'd like to take this, because that's what we kind of left hanging. That was the whole reason why I guess he panicked and did that, but of course he probably knew exactly how it would work out. What if I attack it again? Might be a little bit too greedy. Where could he potentially go? Take with the queen. Take with the rook. Whatever it is, it's a little bit uncomfortable. If you push, I can't take, though. You could check here, but I have enough protection that it's not going to be relevant. The problem is the rook could be a factor here. You can take with the pawn still. I don't know why I was so enamored with actually doing that. It's not like I'm winning the pawn. I arguably should have just tried to get rid of that as soon as I could have. Right, like that could be the threat that just does you in. If you bring in the horse, maybe you can do something. Although it leaves it very open for me too. I'm just gonna mess it up somehow. I would gladly get rid of this though. I really would. You take, but then I can't take, so it's not a big deal yet. This would be great if you had another threat at the same time. I would like to get the queen in there. I would just love to do this. Wait, what? I should probably do it, honestly, because the less threats he has, the better off we are. Like, just don't let him do anything. You take with the pawn, take with the queen. I think I want to... Okay, now you have less protection against that. You could just do this though, period, and block it off. And you're also threatening there. Not that you really want to do that, but this bishop does scare me. Just don't bring the queen here in my zeal to try to do anything. Attacking the rook, but it doesn't really matter. The double stack also doesn't matter a whole lot. This is kind of good because maybe not. You could still do this. Maybe a little bit ballsy, and I wouldn't even be able to take, because as soon as I take, you just do this, and then I just lose. You actually can't even take the rook. There's my little minor material advantage for all the trouble he put me through. Yeah, I'd have to be very careful here. That was arguably a mistake. If you go like this. I could even do this, though. Take, take, take. Okay, here I'm just going to try to make the take happen. I just want to get rid of that thing. And so if he doesn't take, I'm a little bit worried. I would love it if he just takes. Because it's so perfectly aligned that that dark square diagonal could just be what mates you. Like, even now, you could do a ballsy play like this. Then I wouldn't be able to take. Oh, no. Even then, though, take, 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 take would be fine. Okay, he does me a huge favor. Check, take, check, take. At least a comfortable amount of material to do this. You attack there, you pin it down. Then you'll check and I'll take. What if I just go for the mate? You're going to have to react to it somehow. Maybe that's a little bit greedy. But I'll still do it. I mean, an obvious threat, but I can still leverage the thing somehow. I could even do like the triple stack and just leave it. You take, I take. But the horse I'm kind of worried about even moving. We're kind of using it almost as if it was a pawn. I'm content with just using the rooks, although the horse is the extra piece. So if you don't use it, then you're playing like it's almost even. And of course he has like a couple extra pawns. I mean, it's kind of a lazy thing to do just to bring it like that. It's not really gonna can't do anything. This is kind of a little bit of a liability. I could try to bring this in, but then I'm worried about it. Maybe I shouldn't be, though. 1, 2... 1, 2... Here, let's just bring this into the game, because it's not like it's doing anything anyway. I don't see how that could be a bad position for it. Problem is, this doesn't have a cover, so if he pressures me a little bit, that could be a problem. Now, there's no way you can give a check, so if you move yours, you're in trouble. You can move it wherever you want, but then I would just take. But I could put more pressure, actually, but the fact of the matter is, you come like this, but then I come like this. Then you come like this, but then I come like this, but then you take, but then I take. That would actually be fine, too. So the pawn move is pretty strong here. You could just cover the queen. Like right now, just cover the queen and you don't have to worry about anything. Maybe it's a little bit tricky, though. If you move the queen anywhere out of that dark square diagonal, too, it would be a problem. You could move the queen back to continue the double stack, or you could also go backwards like this, or like, no, you can come like this. I hope he just doesn't do any of that. Try to double stack, like, oh, that's going to solve the problem, and then it doesn't because you can't protect there. So it's no longer pinned in any meaningful way. That's actually bad. You're kind of playing into his hand. You could do the triple stack here. You wouldn't have to really do the trade the whole way. This is kind of a tricky move, actually. I'd like to bring this in, but I don't know where or exactly how. He's double attacking, I'm double defending. I'm going to do it, but probably gonna mess me up. He takes, I take, he takes, I take. You could give a check in kind of an awkward spot here too, but at least I can give a check. Doesn't really win me anything, but you could like force a thing, force a trade. Check, take, check, and then take. Or this could be bad though, because if he comes in with the queen, this could be very bad for him. Because now what's going to happen is you can check and... Oh no, I guess I can't do that. This must lead to a mate somehow. You check here. You're stopping that threat, but not this one. If you go left, it's good for me. Maybe. But if you go right, I don't really know. I would have rather traded the queen. Miraculously, he's still even on material, which doesn't... Oh, never mind. I don't even see the pure brilliance of it. No matter which way you go, you're kind of screwed. Because then if I come here, and then you go up, it's just going to take longer. That one I didn't necessarily foresee. You could even give a check like this, because you can't take, because the rook is pinning it down. I'm not sure if that offers like a great follow-up. Wouldn't mind doing this if he goes there. If you go back again, I could do the same thing. I don't really want a perpetual check though. Yeah, I don't really see where this is going. Oh, he's giving me something. You can't block. It's still not enough though. Right, like the only thing is you come in more. Oh, you just gave it to me. I like how I don't even see half the time what I'm doing with some of these threats. It would only take one more, pretty much no matter what. Right? They should give me 7 like that guy gave me 7. I'm not really too confident in the endgame attack actually, but they kind of messed it up, I think, a little bit. 79, 72, 48, 82 is not too bad. Only one of these, which is what? So what? Like, why is that so bad? Even the engine is taking away from the center, not following its own advice. You're supposed to take like that, I thought. Okay, one more. Okay, let's take do something else. I haven't played like a full game against this bot, but I keep trying to just show off the voice thing. It's not bad. Sometimes it gets a little bit lost. Sometimes it could be because of my own weird, you know, the fact that I'm talking so much outside of that. I need like a mute button for it. I can keep clicking it off. So you're allowed to use the mouse, but only for that purpose. Oh, this is a perfect song for it too. The calmness and the understanding of what the game of chess really is. It's not a game. It's like a career. It's a whole life path. It takes forever to... How the hell did this bishop even get there without being taken? Like, what are some of these positions? I guess it is a real position. Like, can we see the whole game? I kind of want to see this one. Yeah, why don't they show that option of all things that they have? Oh, it does, actually, obviously. Yeah, I want to learn. How did that bishop end up in no man's land, and why wasn't it taken already? Oh, because it just took something, and he's confident that he can trap it. Okay, at least that makes sense. Like, the amount of studying I've really done, since we're going to be able to do it now going forward, I'm going to make a point maybe to do it a little bit, is just like I analyze the game sometimes a little bit, and obviously I play and I try to learn from playing, but this isn't the kind of game where you can do that. Like every other game in existence. That's kind of like my expression. If you can't get better at a game by... If you can't learn a game or get better at it by simply playing it a lot, then there's something wrong with the game fundamentally. And chess is exactly that example, because you can't do that. You have to study the engine, you just have to cheese it. You know, all those things go against your own innate tendencies. It's so like set in stone. There's a right answer and there's a wrong answer. Either you memorize them or know them or you don't. That's really the truth of it. Despite whatever tactical knowledge and expertise you might have, it's like, and I'm not saying it's easy by saying that, but look at that, an FM in the top spot. What a joke. How to stop running out of time. But what do these have to do with you? Psychology behind time trouble. You're using other people in the thumbnail who are not you. FIDE master and FIDE school instructor. Oh, nice. Professional chess coach, fluent in English and Spanish. Yeah, they have that one site that's like, I forget what it's called. It's like a higher chess coach. It's like all the GM's Fiverr. Oh shit, make a living on Fiverr being a chess coach. What's funny is all you would have to do is get to 2,000 and you could do this. You don't have to be a GM. But no, there was a site that was like, you should flex your rating. Tell me your rating. No, you don't. You get. Tell me your title. Tell me your rating. What do you mean, dude? This is perfect. This is exactly. Oh my god. How to monetize your career. So the Grandmaster will come back with the story. I had to give tutorials on Fiverr to be able to pay my rent, to be able to get to the point where I was able to go to all these events, to be able to become a GM. That's what it took me to get there. 21st century context only would be understood. No, what was that site? It was like hire GM chess coach. There was something like, there was totally a site like this. It was just amusing because they were charging like very low amounts. Add to cart. Chess coaches, ICC chess club. $35 for what though? Maybe for like one game, or it was like a kind of thing where they would like review a game. So they won't actually talk live with you or whatever. They'll just like look in a game and give you some analysis of it, which probably the engine could do better than they could. So it's just a cult of personality fallacy, which is in contrast to the game of chess, which is a meritocracy. So you tell me whether that's worth your money or not, if indeed you would even consider it in the first place. I'm just looking at it more so as a joke. See, that's like the old me right there, that little diatribe. That's what, if you want to know what my old channel was like, there it is. What was that site though? I don't even know. I basically just try to kill time between matches because my brain is not big enough to handle the madness that this game can entail. So 2300 becomes a 2700. So this is a good indication of the inflation, right? But see, people talk shit about classical. The only problem is like, oh, he's inflated by the same amount in both of these categories, right? By like 300 to 400. The problem is he's number one on the whole site here because nobody cares about it because it's you know, they assume it's like yeah, I played almost as many games as him. Wait, 3500? Wait, what? Oh, but they're not rated. Better than 100%. For once, that's actually accurate. Because it says that sometimes, even when they're not the top player, like they're in the top, whatever, category. Yes, thank you for pointing that out. Fucking, it needs a little bar to show you. So that's the problem with this format. So what I'm basically saying is I could be the number one classical player on here because 2300 is not like, you know, impossible to do. Whereas in the other ones, it would be impossible. You would have to get to like whatever Rebecca Harris is, the alias for somebody, I forget. Daniel Nadrosky or whatever the fuck. You're talking about like actual 2600 players. Yeah, see, the inflation even carries over there, but it's just more meaningful because it goes higher. How can it be inflated but only 2600 for the top spot at the same time? Right? That's some kind of weird paradox. That's lower than the highest rating in classical or any category in real life, but yet it's still higher than his real rating, which shows you it's just a format that people don't care about because I guess you have so much time that people expect you can cheat very easily. But also at the same time, you could theoretically do that in 10 minutes and stuff too. I don't know. I'm certainly not an expert on the subject. I'm just thinking hypothetically. There's no way to know for sure. Yeah, that is what people always say to it's like the more you play and or at least the more you study, the less I would enjoy it because it becomes so much of like just a repetitive process, you know? But it seems so perfect for me because I always wanted to do this. So why not use this as an excuse? The problem is I just don't have enough time to do it every day. And it's more like I wouldn't do it every day because I have my hard modes and other things I like to do. But that's such an awesome like partner goal or creator goal or whatever. Like if I get to the point where I, you know, can become self-sufficient from doing this, then I would obviously make chess like a major. That's hilarious too. Like it's not that I would become sufficient from playing chess, like I would make a living playing chess, so I'll continue and commit to that. If I make a living from streaming, then I'll commit to chess because I can't make a living from that. I would like you know, quit my job and play chess. No, quit my job and stream chess to the point where I can get good enough at it, then I can use that. That's what's so sort of discouraging for people is like you'd have a better chance making money streaming chess or whatever than actually playing it and getting to a high level. That's what people like Alex Botez and Anna Kremling and stuff realize. I mean, Alex is a bit older, so I guess you can go easy on her. Like she's reached her peak. It's only downhill from here. But He'll actually be top 7,000, or I mean, with top 8,000. This is it, dude. Now remember what happened last time. Remember what he did to you, as Apollo Creed would say to. He's so eloquent and articulate. He says like, some people owe you an engraved apology once all this is over. He's a real thinker, unlike Rocky, who just face tanks everything. He learned how to block in that fight. That's why he beat Clubber. That's all it took. Just put your gloves up until the guy tires himself out. But what happened was I made my biggest blunder ever of my life. And I like blundered mate in 2, like with the whatever. I don't want to show it even. Or how do you like make your own custom board? Whatever. I'm stalling. This is it. Or this is like the calm before the. This is actually perfect. Yeah, this was the calm before the storm music, like when you're in the overworld buying it from the shop and stuff. But this one's also like that. You have the calm before the storm, and then the aftermath of the storm. You never actually get into the eye of it. Oh. This and Cry of Fear are like some of the best non-AAA titles in terms of soundtracks ever. And this is just a goddamn Flash game at that. Play the boring moves, play the basic moves, obvious moves, don't do anything crazy. Let your opponent defeat themselves because their flaws at this level are abundant. Look how long it's taking too. Everybody's scared. They can sense my motivation. 1600. Played 10,000 games. I can't explain that. Is he gonna... But board out? Don't do it. Don't do it. This would give me at least 7, I'm sure. Because I think the last guy was below. So I think here you can take and then you can come here. That would be acceptable. Okay, so there's no real threat. The problem is this makes it maybe a little bit hard to develop the bishop, but maybe not either. You got to think this one through a little bit. You have to move in such a way that allows the bishop to come out, that also allows the horse to come out. If I put the bishop here, what happens? I don't know whether that's right or not. Because then, okay, you come here, then he comes here. Like... And then if you don't, if you come here, then the bishop can't come out. So you could like raise this and then come here with the cover of the bishop instead. Or now I could just castle to simply escape from the threat. Played way more games than I played in my life. Look at this guy. I like how that FIDE thing says too, like, it takes an average of 730 games to become a grandmaster, but that's not what they mean, like, in your life. It means, like, you know, in FIDE rated games, probably, I assume. Even that seems low, though. Who knows how long it would really take. This would be a great, you know, uncover check take, but there's too much stuff in the way. You can castle queenside, which is a welcome sight, because despite how aggressive you might want to try to be, you, there's no easy way to do it. Here, let's just do this anyway, even though I should probably be developing. This is where you sometimes try to do something weird or cheeky. Unless he's dumb enough to move this. You go like that, which isn't even a real threat at this stage, because I don't have to worry about it in terms of the... I don't have to worry about it in terms of the bishop, right? Or I mean the rook. You could just move it and it's fine. You won't even do it because I'll just take. What if I do like this now? Now I'm double attacking in such a way that... you have to move the queen first of all, and then you're going to lose this for sure, I think. Take my time, no rush. I like that. Like that first game, I forgot about my time altogether, and then I almost lost because of it, but at least... Okay, so you come. Now you can take this. The problem is... you could take this, then if I take... well, that'd still be worth it, but... if I take with this, you can take one or the other, period. Wait, but that doesn't even win me anything, then. Wait. I'm double attacking it, though. How can you... oh, no, you can't take. Never mind, you can't take. You could take this, but then you're giving up so much to do it that it almost doesn't matter. All I have to do is go back. I don't see a point in blocking the rook here. Yeah, I might have thought to do this if I was him, but I don't know if that's really better or not. Attacking there, he's going to come inside and try to do some kind of mate. Too bad I can't... too bad I can't do the darks for bishop. That would have been nice here. If you take that, you can double take. And I don't know. I almost want to just keep harassing the queen. You give a check, I take. You come here. It's a little bit scary, to be sure. You'd have to move the queen first, which doesn't change the fact that I can't really take the horse. Or I guess I could do like this, so then you... no. Check, take. So now if you do this, you come here. This is covered. Only you had that actually active. Getting a little bit too obsessed with these attacks, actually. Or you'd actually be threatening both. So his next logical move is, let's say, to come here. You have the horse covers horse connection. What if I just come here so then he can't come in at all with the thing? You can't take the horse and you can't take the bishop. Or you can't even come in with the horse either square. I'll take both. You got his own little horse covers horse thing going on. Let's go ahead and fork in such a way that I wouldn't be able to, because if I take, you take. But whether or not I can do that, I can still kind of scare him a little bit, I guess. So what you can do is actually take the queen here. Now if he was to come in, I wouldn't be able to take both, but I should still be able to cover the f2. You could just take... No, you can't take. You could come like this. That should be trapped, as far as I can tell. Also pin this horse down. Covered by the horse. Just resign now, dude. Save yourself the trouble. Now, I can't take the horse, though. And we can take this. Just don't do anything crazy here now. That's the biggest secret. You can take and check. I mean, that is how you show that you're motivated and you're done dicking around. But I'm not going to play any more Raiden ones after this, or at least not in this format. I've know my limits. So the horse is fine. There's no royal fork or anything crazy. Let me threaten like a pawn here. There's no check. There's really not much of anything. That was just a slaughter, especially in terms of the queen. Like, if you're gonna be dedicated and try to beat somebody who's played almost 10,000 games, you don't leave it to chance. You actually just trap their goddamn queen. So that is actually deserved. Let's go ahead and do this. Be hard to escape. Oh, and he gets me to 50 on the nose. So now the permadeath threshold is initiated. If I go below 16, I have to delete my account, and I can finally study. Let's use that as a barometer. I did say not as a general condition. It had to be today specifically. But I like this sort of thing where I actually showed I can set a goal and actually do it, because I couldn't do that before, where I said let's get to 1200 on chess.com, and like I had a whole month to do it and I couldn't do it. So I don't know what that means. 30, 89%. Now you could say he just played badly, but that queen trap was actually kind of nice. I saved my masterpiece for last here. Look, annoying him with the horse, pedaling him with the horse. Look at this. Just because I don't like them doesn't mean you can't still use them effectively sometimes. So now we've earned our little checkpoints, 15 and 1650. So now you got to study like a clown and actually just go nuts with it. Take all the fun out of it. The fun time is over now. 66.6, 66.2, 66.5. Oh, look at that. How fitting, too. This is like the first time my classical Centipede loss is under my rapid, because even I just checked earlier and it was like 666 and this was 665. I mean, obviously I haven't played rapid, but that shows you those last couple games were enough to push it under there. Pretty big sample size too, so it'd be hard to get it much lower than that. Like, let me look at somebody who's around my rating and try to understand, like, what is their Centipede thing? Is it really that low? Or I mean, is it really that high? How do you see like other people's insights? I guess I have to be your friend or something. Like, oh, I thought you could see stuff like that. 1878. Pretty impressive. Yeah, now I can do whatever I want, dick around in rapid. And the point is, I'll do it in small increments now. Like, I'm not going to play this many games necessarily in a shot for a little bit. because that's how you tank it. And I only felt comfortable doing that because I had already, you know, I was so tilted by that 1642 game. So we get redemption finally. It might not seem like a big deal, and it's not really a big deal, but it's a good psychological thing. Yeah, if even I can overcome my choking tendencies, that means Ding Liren has a chance against Yan. Because it's the same psychological thing. 1183 games. A lot of those are in stupid other formats that I don't care about. Well, that went pretty smoothly, actually. What was my overall record today? 3 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Yeah, the whole idea of taking breaks in between them is super crucial. If you ever find you struggle, like you play really well and then you lose the next game, just take like a few minute break, play like a rapid game or play like a bullet game or something. Whether you're playing rapid or classical, it doesn't really matter. So 1, 1, so 2 and 1, 3 and 1, 4 and 1. Oh, look at that, 5 and 1. That's actually pretty good. I didn't realize it was that lopsided. Max time spent playing. What did my rating suffer under that? Whenever you see these long streaks, you know it's going to be a bad thing, not a good thing. It's actually kind of bugging out. Look at that. Look at that. I can't even click it. I started at 1561 and I ended at... Oh. Well, I guess I didn't really lose too much there, but I didn't make progress either. Kind of running in place, the analogy for my whole experience with chess my whole life, because I never really made an effort to try to treat it as anything other than a game, so who really cares? But no, it's a competition, it's a sport, it's a lifestyle, it's a purpose in existence for people. If you look, within a year, you could look at it like, oh, just getting 15 to 16, but even getting from 0 to 15, right? Like, it's not like I came in as some kind of expert on the game. I played a fair amount when I was younger, but I don't know how much I really retained. Evidently not much. And then over the years, I played a little bit here and there, but a good checkpoint. Now I just have to make sure I don't throw. Will it show me like every single one? It probably should. Good thing I have them on video anyway. Yeah, Simply was even the one who told me to come to the site in the first place, just to try it. It was like when I was doing a Last of Us stream, he's like, don't play on chess.com today, play on Le Chess. I didn't even know what it was at that point. Yeah, that's the thing with the 1500 provisional thing. It's almost to imply that if you've never played chess before in your life, you should still be a 1500. Right, if you actually think and calculate, but that's not necessarily true. Chess.com is kind of a cruel mistress that way. It's kind of like you'd be better off making a new account, and then even if you lose a whole bunch, you could like keep it even at a steady like 1500. I don't even really know what I want to do now. I don't want to ruin the sort of aesthetic of what we got. Now, the whole point is, can we stay there and actually make progress from there? And the answer is probably not. Maybe I should study something for the knight moves in an L shape. Can't spell L without knight, without a horse. Register? What do you mean? Yeah, register when you're already logged in. Practice. Learn common chess positions. Some of these are actually super hard. Like, I don't even care. I'll still win, won't I? Oh, but it's not about winning. It's about just some specific thing they're trying to teach you. You can do puzzles, I guess. Yeah, this one was easy. I kind of solved it without even going into here. What? What do you mean? Oh, I didn't even realize that. I guess I was wrong. You would come like this, first of all. But probably not. What are you trying to do? That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. So it wasn't about the back rank. That's what I thought it would be. You see, that's another reason why they shouldn't have removed the likes and dislikes on YouTube, because now it bugs out. If you look in a Chrome add-on, like I have a Chrome add-on that tells me, and everybody uses that anyway, it'll say some wildly inaccurate number because it's doing the best it can to try to keep track and fetch data. But the official number, if you look in like your creator studio, is completely different. So whether it's higher or lower, it's just arbitrarily placed. What am I supposed to do here? Like, why would you ever have a position like this? But I guess they're trying to validate, like, this isn't some bullshit thing we came out just to troll you as a puzzle. It's a real position that happened, supposedly. Wait. Oh, you just win the queen, of course. The hardest part is sometimes just figuring out what they're trying to make you do. Right, like you don't know whether it's a mate puzzle, you don't know anything, but that's kind of fair, I guess. If you take here, you check. I don't really get it. You could move the rook. Move it like here. You check, I take. This is covered. I have no idea what the point of this puzzle is. The correct move is probably to block on the open file. I have no idea then. You have the double diagonal you don't want to take. I really don't know. Yeah, it's always something crazy like that. Oh, of course, give a check to sort of be an escape artist. So now what? Best move, keep going. It's kind of cheating when you try that many times. You should only get like one try. Permadeath puzzle challenge. What could you do now? Just sort of save the rook. I don't know, dude. This one's hard. You're trying to be concerned about the horse and the rook. Oh, just to take it, of course. I'm really stupid. Okay, so he took there, but how much you want to bet? The goal is to not take. You could check here. He would take. You could just take this. What would that do, though? The moves really have nothing to do with each other. Plus 44, plus 19, minus 31. You take, he takes. I take. I don't see what the check really does. That's the only other mechanical thing of relevance here. This one is pretty hard too. They're getting really hard. Maybe because it's 1700. I mean, based on the games that they're in, you're seeing a move that these guys had to see. One's closed and one violated the TOS. What's going on with the puzzle choices here? There's no way to really incorporate the thing. I don't know what this is. You wouldn't just take back. That'd be too simple for a puzzle. It's something to do with the check, but I don't understand what. I don't know. What? But why? You can still stop it. Oh, that one's way too complex. I don't even know what that position is. You get like sort of an effective fork here, but it's not a very good one. Oh my god. It's off the point of being something obvious. And why did he have to do that? Oh, of course, because you're unleashing. Okay, I'm really, my brain is fried, I think, from all those games, but I would at least vouch for that as a pretty good day of doing it, right? 5-1. If you rate the opponents, like the first one was really good. I like this guy. He's 8 years old, but he's pretty good. This guy was trash. He was playing like a clown with the pawns, I think. I can't really remember some of these. Somebody got their queen trap, the last guy. What were these? What were these ones? Let me actually look at them again. This one was pretty intense, actually, most of the way through. In fact, I was kind of worried about it, but then he sort of threw. If you look at it, it's pretty positionally even. Where's the analysis thing? Oh, here. Like, let's actually look. That one was actually intense. Let me actually look at all of them, just in terms of the evaluation. That just shows you it's a psychological mindset. You go in with the right mindset, you can do it. Now, could I get to 2,000 doing that? Probably not, because these people know more things than I do, and they're better and they're faster. I get it. So then I can study to do that. But at least this much you should be able to do. This guy played very well. I would rate his game a 4-star out of 5. Pretty much his main mistake was he blundered the bishop. What happened to my red, white, and blue thing? I thought I had the evaluation like that. No, where is that? Where's like freedom? Why did that go off? That's pretty cool. Yeah, blue is black and red is white. So if you look at the evaluation all the way through, let's see how back and forth it was. Pretty much even, assuming it's even keeping up with what we're doing, which it should be. So not too many crazy swings. So yeah, he kind of threw. Not even there, but I messed up. So if I was to take, it's the fact that the bishop was trapped basically the whole game, which ends up being why he sacks it actually. So I criticized that move, but it's actually, I'm wrong. I didn't understand the brilliance of my own thing. Like, why did he do that? He didn't have to do that. There must be some crazy offensive tactic. This is all the stuff I said, making fun of myself. But actually, it was trapped. But then again, I didn't know it was trapped. Yeah, I wouldn't have done that. You push this, then you push this. You can't go anywhere. It's perfect, but I didn't know. So I had it trapped basically the whole game. And then at this point, it's pretty much in my favor. So I just love that. Even though I'm winning because of a blunder, I don't see the blunder. So they give me too much credit. If he knew what a clown I was, he would just be like, you know, I'll just do something else. I can almost guarantee I wouldn't have pushed the pawn. He went from mate in 15 to like mate in 4. So that's not because of something I did, obviously. That's because of something he did. Or maybe the engine was struggling. 9. Oh, it's just the engine battling with itself. But this one was what? He played like a clown with the pawns, which the engine didn't even hate too much. But I mean, come on, dude. Who do you think you are? Whoever that guy was that pushed the 17 pawns in the first 17 moves of the game? That one was almost too easy. 17 first moves, pawn. There's like a video on it. White's first 17 moves are pawn moves, but who? Emil Joseph Diemer, a German chess master. What was his rating? Died in 1990. Chess master. Unorthodox opening, like the time when he pushed 17 pawns. It doesn't mention that one. Let's check out this one. So what was this? I forgot. What did they do wrong? Or maybe this is the one, oh, I lost this one. So what did I do wrong? I kind of started to hang pieces and then I got really dejected, I think. We lose a pawn here somewhere. We lose the rook. Okay, so I just threw. I played like a clown. At least in the other games, I didn't throw that hard. In fact, I normally don't even resign either when I am losing, but that was a disaster. So what exactly happened here? What did they do wrong? Couple back-to-back blunders, but what was the major blunder? Oh, he's playing like super aggressively out of the opening and on the king side, so he's having no regard for his king's safety, which doesn't actually punish him too badly. You're meant to take, and I do take. we trade, and then we're just winning. So he played overly gambit heavy. But what was the move still that did it? It's always nice to see these swing moves. It's gonna be one where it just shoots up. See, that's what's ironic. You might think, oh, you won't see those big jumps in GM games, but you might. Or you might see them more, not because they blunder a piece, but because the position is so minute and infinitesimally kind of tight that any little minor pawn slip, like, oh, they move the pawn to the wrong square, they don't even blunder it, that'll make all the difference in the game. So just what he's doing with the horse is a bit of a clown behavior. And what he's doing... Oh, was the queen actually trapped? Or I guess not, but... It is effectively because you have to go here. And then I take. And then you can't take because you have to take. Take. But then you can still... I don't know. He makes a couple blunders back to back. He makes the blunder, then I cancel his up blunder out with my blunder. Then he makes another blunder. So it didn't even want me to take there, did it? But it's so simplified that it's already over. So, again, two of these people played very aggressively and unnecessarily so in the opening. Then, what was this one? The final one is, of course, where we trap the queen. We make a couple back-to-back blunders. We sort of trap the horse in there. I always give up the free pawn in the process. So I was kind of dejected about that, but then what did he do? What did he do to give it me back in the game? That looked kind of scary too. It doesn't like a lot of these moves that I'm doing. I was really scared about that dark square bishop. You would think I would actually be losing there, but I played at such a masterful level that, of course, what the engine is saying is correct. Like, when you look at how naked my king was and how protected his king was, you would think, you know, when we don't know what we're doing, I'm in trouble. All you'd have to do is get a dark square check and I just lose the game. Where does he mess up? Where does he mess up? Oh, he actually gives us a mate that he doesn't have to give us. Right, like I even said that. It's an even position. It's no big deal. But you go back to the wrong square. You could go here. You could probably go there too. He made just the worst possible move. So I argue we don't even deserve much credit for that one. Anytime it seems like I'm winning because of an attack or a checkmate that isn't like just in the end game with the king and the pawns is obviously because of... That's like garbage time. Like how they say in sports, like, oh, you padded your stats in garbage time. You can pad your evaluation, your center pawn loss and your accuracy in the end game. Like, oh, you're just promoting a pawn and you're just, you know, pushing stuff when he has a king and you have a queen and, you know, stuff like that. So that doesn't really count as far as meaning anything. But here was a beautiful trap on the queen. Involving the knights, of course. The biggest weakness of bad players like us. That was just clean. So 30, 89%, not bad. Does it show you like your highest accuracy games, like in a nutshell? Average center pawn loss. Opponent rating. Oh, it just shows you like your average one. The average is 1556, but of course I was at 15 for a while. Chess 960, doesn't matter. It should show you something like that, like, because I've had like over 90 a few times. A few times. Luck. There's no such thing as luck, dude. Like, I love that too. Like, you beat a 2000 player once in your life and they're like, oh, you just got lucky or I just screwed up. As if when I screw up, that doesn't count then? Oh yeah, all the games I lost, that was just because I screwed up. I don't know what this means. Luck. It doesn't even explain it. Like, oh, it's just luck. What, you think I won 34% of my games because of luck? 35%? Yeah, I'm lucky that I found a match in such a dead format as classical, am I right? Tactical awareness. 100% in Crazy House, wow. What is all this, dude? Send a pawn, oh my god. Opponent rating, move time. I mean, it should be longer because that's the whole point of the format. Time pressure. You shouldn't have to worry about. I don't know what that even means. Like, okay, 71 in time pressure. Is that good? Is that bad? Number of moves is the number that you make. Piece moved. Material imbalance. Moves per game, 39. I guess the difference here isn't that big, but the quality of the game is much lower. Even if the accuracy doesn't always tell you that. Wait, what? Wait, how? I've been averaging like 80 plus. What do you mean 64? That doesn't seem accurate. What? No, this I know is like 60, but there must be a lot of bad ones lumped in there from before. In my last recent several games, I don't think that's accurate at all. That's actually bullshit. How is it 64%? If I get 64, I'm going to get my cheeks clapped. Even when I lost that game, it still wasn't 64%. Yeah, I almost never resigned. That's what that should show, right? Resignation. Game result. The majority are always going to be losses. Classical victory, 49.6%. Which means I am winning the majority because obviously draws are in there. This is actually kind of the opposite. I have a real vendetta against Rapid. It almost ruined my whole chess experience because it's like, it's the one you take for granted and it's the most commonly played. So you just get sort of pressured into doing it. But then you realize it takes away not only the fun, but also the learning of the experience, at least for me. When you're at a low level, who cares about that? About speed. Oh, yeah, yes, of course. 1,000 rated game. But this is like bullet garbage too. I wonder why the accuracy was that low. I don't get it. Like, let me actually look at those ones again. I won't stand for that slander. It's saying it right here in its own analysis, unless it calculates it differently somehow. Let me see. Accuracy was 89%. Accuracy was 82%. So how are you getting 64? There's not a single game with 64. 87. Whether I'm winning or losing. 84. 86. I can't even get below 80, and you're trying to tell me 64? Like, what the fuck? Doesn't this seem like it's a better than a 1600 kind of thing? But again, it's relative. I get it. It's kind of weird. Maybe I do love these, actually. I didn't realize they were this good. But I guess it's time we move on. Actually, a time where I deliver on a goal that I have. Pretty nice. That'll be for next time. New piece set. I guess I'm satisfied with that. I don't want to screw it up. Or I could do like some random dumb stuff. Let's do bullet. Clearly the instructive and fun thing. I get why better players like to do it, because they want to show off. But even then, it's not instructive for them. A 2500 GM could play at a much higher level if they just had time to think. I could click with the best of them back in the day, but I've completely been shocked at how shitty I am at doing that lately. You can take, I can do this. Look how slow we're playing though.
There's so much mind-numbing streaming out there, but there's one place for must-see
Mind-numbing streaming. I wonder what platform you're talking about. But obviously that they're talking about like are you talking about Kick or Twitch, or what's the other one? What's the one that Trainwrecks made? Is that actually Kick? 'Cause that'd be kind of impressive then. They got like Hikaru, and they got like, supposedly, Hikaru and what do I do? I don't know what this is. Hikaru and who's the other guy? Ludwig. I still don't even know what Ludwig really does. You know, like he did maybe some Mario speedruns at some point, but yeah, I have no idea. This is just hung, but he's gonna see it in the ample time he has. No. Look how long that move actually was. That's the staple of a good player. You just move back and forth randomly like a clown, and then blunder your queen. The thing is, it almost doesn't even matter though, because the time is so tight that you're gonna choke it away. Like I can't think of a mate. I can't think of anything. Just move. So stupid. Fun and instructive game. Fun and interactive. Wow. That's how you should advertise chess. So amazing. I feel so satisfied and fulfilled. What an accomplishment. And you might say, oh yeah, you get higher quality games at higher ratings, but it's still the same principle that you're not playing nearly as well as you could, so why bother? I like how that applies to like everything that I ever do. Like with respect to like how I don't like speedruns and stuff. Okay, that's enough for today. See you tomorrow.